air conditioning and heating systems. If you have a question about your system, you can call us right now at 239-747-1550, and we'll be glad to help. Serving Southwest Florida since 1972.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
A spike back up in COVID deaths. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Nearly 4,000 reported yesterday. Not a record high, but close. Though there have been fewer new coronavirus cases in patients in hospitals lately.
We now have a national strategy to beat COVID-19. It's comprehensive. It's based on science, not politics. It's based on truth, not denial.
President Biden says that includes picking up the pace of vaccinations.
We will increase overall weekly vaccination distributions to states, tribes, and territories from 8.6 million doses to a minimum of 10 million doses.
The president will take more executive action today, focused on climate policy, possibly banning new oil and gas drilling and fracking on federal land, leading to industry concern about job losses. The day after the president's actions on racial equity, from criminal justice to housing, his domestic policy advisors Susan Rice.
If we closed racial gaps in income and opportunity, we could add $5 trillion to the U.S. economy.
One new Biden policy has hit a roadblock.
The federal judge delivers a blow to the administration's 100-day moratorium on deportation, siding with Texas's attorney general, who claims in a lawsuit it could cause, quote, imminent and irreparable harm to the state. The White House responded in a statement saying this, quote, we're confident that as the case proceeds, it will be clear that this measure was wholly appropriate.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. The Senate's now the jury sworn in for an impeachment trial that'll start the week after next.
As much as we want to move to unity, I do think as well we need to move for some level of accountability.
Senator Mark Warner and the Democrats accuse now former President Trump of inciting the deadly Capitol attack.
They hate Donald J. Trump, and they're engaging in an act that I think is petty. I think it is retribution. I think it is vindictive.
That's Republican Senator Ted Cruz. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News traffic.
Good Wednesday morning. A very foggy start to your morning drive. And if you're heading out on I-75 northbound in Collier County, we have a crash off to the side of the road now at mile marker 102 northbound. Collier County deputies on scene saying there were injuries in a crash there, but it looks like all that's really left is just a disabled vehicle. So just watch out for some vehicles in that area. But again, a very foggy morning if you're heading throughout Collier, Lee, Charlotte County, especially right near the airport right now at RSW and inland toward Immokalee. Take it slow on the roads. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Dense fog advisory in effect for this morning across Southwest Florida. Visibilities will gradually start to improve between 9 to 11 a.m. Mixture of sunshine and clouds for this afternoon, a warm one, before we do see a chance of some spotty rain by late tonight. So that's primarily going to be late this evening and overnight. Just a quick round of some spotty rain. Then we dry out behind a cold front. Thursday and Friday elevating our fire danger and also ushering in some chilly weather. Lows in the 40s Friday morning and then 70s with a mixture of sunshine and clouds for the weekend. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed mornings with Drew Stevens.
92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
Rocket Mortgage is giving away two $500,000 prizes during the Super Bowl 55 that could be used to buy your dream house. See rules and enter for free today at rocketmortgagesquares.com.
Doesn't the sound of owning a new home have a nice ring to it? What about a new home that's only 15 minutes from downtown Fort Myers? What about a new home only 15 minutes from downtown and priced from the 500s to the 800s? At River Hall, you can own your little piece of the planet with move-in ready homes today from Greenpoint Homes. Your new home is calling, inviting you to live the good life, starting now. And River Hall is where it all starts, a true paradise. River Hall is one of the Gulf Coast's most exclusive master-planned communities, with homes priced from the 500s to the 800s. Upscale country club living complete with a Davis Love III Championship golf course. All waiting for you. Here's to finally finding the perfect place. Here's to home. River Hall is just east of Fort Myers in the River Shores District. Come see model homes now. Visit liveriverhall.com.
This is an important health update from your friends at National Exterminators, because your safety comes first. As people are spending more time at home, it's important to keep your home as healthy as possible. Some of our biggest concerns come from pests and vermin, vectoring these different diseases. National Exterminators is your best choice in protection from these types of concerns. They're taking even more steps to ensure your wellness, with daily disinfecting protocols for their offices and fleet vehicles, with extra barrier treatments to stop the pest outside. National Exterminators has specialized hospital quality disinfectants that are on each vehicle, and if indoor service is required, National Exterminators wears nitrile gloves, clean shoe covers, and N95 face style mask for your protection. National Exterminators is now including this in their $46 program. So what's stopping you? Call 239-46-NO-BUG. That's 239-46-NO-BUG. Or go to pestcontrolmadeeasy.com.
We're honest and true, and we're here to serve you. The National Exterminators.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That's the website if you want the mobile place to go. So if you're on your phone, your smart device, drewsteele.com is the mobile location. And then if you want to watch on YouTube and Facebook, facebook.com/DrewSteele Radio, you can go there as well to watch the program. There's a lot that I want to get to, including the impeachment folly that's out there, and how Rand Paul did it again, got it again, went after it again. But I'm going to need to circle back. Like Jen Psaki, I know you got a lot on your mind, but I got to circle back on this. So.
I'll circle back if there's more I can share with you. But I'll circle back with you if there's more to convey. I'll have to just circle back with you. We can circle back with you. I'm happy to circle back with you. I can circle back. I will have to circle back on that one. That's an excellent question. Oh, such an important question. We will circle back with you, and we'll circle back with you. It's an interesting question, but we'll circle back. I'm happy to circle back, but I'll have to circle back with you on it. It's a good question, but we'll circle back with you on this today. We will certainly circle back with you more directly. I hate to disappoint you, but I will have to circle back with you on that as well.
I'm going to have to circle back with everybody. That's Tom Elliott at Grabian. He is fantastic, and so circling back. So we'll circle back and we'll get to your questions about Rand Paul and the impeachment folly and what happened yesterday. And all you need to know about yesterday on the Senate floor and getting senators on record, 45 Republicans voted that they believe that this is unconstitutional, the process that is going to take place. And having said that, that is a good thing, because if that is true, which it is, 45 votes means the impeachment trial is basically DOA. And if you don't know what DOA, go ahead and look that up. And so you need 67 votes to convict. Not going to happen. So anything that happens now is just a waste of time. But that's what Democrats do. Well, no, they actually don't waste a lot of time. Ask Joe Biden about wasting a whole lot of time. He doesn't waste any time.
Not a joke.
When it comes to really not knowing what in the world he's signing. He has signed, how many? Is it like 39? I thought the last count was 39 executive orders in a week. Now, to give you some perspective, I think at the same time when Donald Trump was president, first week, there were 4 executive orders. George W. Bush had none. I think Barack Obama had like 9 and Bill Clinton had 5, something like that. Those are the numbers. I know Jake looks so shocked, surprised as he's eating one of his Slim Jims. You ever look at a Slim Jim to see what's in it? There was a time, by the way, and you can confirm this with me, 239-479-5592. Hold on a second. There was a time, if you were to look at Slim Jims, text or call because I don't want to be labeled incorrectly here as someone who's giving false fake news. Fake news. There was a time when you can buy a Slim Jim and the ingredients on the Slim Jim, I think the first one was like beef lips. Is it on there now? No, I'm not kidding. I remember seeing beef lips on Slim Jim ingredients.
Well, this is organic.
Oh, it is?
Turkey.
Okay. All right. Well, don't read Oh, it's turkey. Well, turkeys don't have lips from what I understand. But if you can confirm that, 239-479-5592, you can call or text either way. I seem to remember that. Maybe I'm wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. And listen, if you're with the folks at Slim Jim, they're delicious. Beef. What's the matter with a good? Okay, Joe Biden yesterday getting a lot done. Executive orders, getting it done. Some of the things that he brought up yesterday were pretty interesting. One, I guess, fell off somebody fell over or fell off a podium or somebody fell off their seat yesterday while he was making some of the executive order announcements.
Community and the medical sphere. Forgetting the program. I didn't do it, I promise. Forgetting the program.
Listen, the last thing you want to do to Joe Biden at this moment in time in his history, in his career, in the 700 years he's been in Congress, he has been in Congress longer than many people have been alive. No joke, right? Almost 50 years. No joke. It's not a joke.
Not a joke.
But don't distract him. Something fell over. Don't distract him. All right. So Joe Biden explaining about coronavirus vaccines and how many vaccines we've got in the pipeline. They're on the way, baby.
Today, I'm directing COVID-19 response coordinator Jeff Zients here to work with the Department of Health and Human Services to increase our total supply of vaccine for the American people.
How many?
And we believe that we'll soon be able to confirm the purchase of an additional 100 billion doses.
Wow, another 100 billion doses? We're going to have 100 billion doses? Okay.
For each of the two FDA-authorized vaccines, Pfizer and Moderna.
All right, and he goes on to talk about numbers, and it gets a little weird, and he's talking about some of the numbers in the 200 and 400 and 600 million. And I think he's just reading off the teleprompter at this point. Somebody is giving him the things to say. I'm not really sure if Joe is understanding exactly what is being said, but he's given some of the numbers. And
some of it will begin to come in early summer, but by the midsummer, that this vaccine will be there. And the order, and that increases the total vaccine order in the United States by 50%, from 400 million order to 600 million.
Okay.
This is enough vaccine to fully vaccinate 300 Americans.
To fully vaccine, how many people?
This is enough vaccine to fully vaccinate 300 Americans.
How many doses? What are you laughing at, Jake?
He's working, isn't he?
How many? Goodness, we're getting 100 billion doses for 300 people. How many shots do you have to take to make this COVID go away?
Your arm would hurt.
Yeah, well, something's gonna hurt. So there you go, Joe Biden, 300 doses. I know it's a small little flub. What's the big deal, right? And but it's about masking. We got a double mask, triple mask. Look, Dr. Fauci saying, hey, I don't think it's a big deal if we double mask. Why not quadruple mask? Why not 50 masks on top of each other? We certainly can do something. But by the way, I got to get the call screen switched over. I don't have the other screen. And then he's talking about masks, and somebody was talking about not wearing them. And it's not patriotic to not wear them. Did you know that?
I've issued executive orders requiring masks on federal property and interstate travel, trains and planes and buses.
And automobiles.
One congressman pointed out he used a very, colorful term to say, wearing a mask, I tell him to kiss my ear. I'm not going to wear a mask. Well, guess what? Not very American. The fact is, you want to be patriotic, you're going to protect people.
Yeah, come on. Can we just be patriotic and wear a mask? It's I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this administration. Is patriotism good or bad? No, and I'm not kidding. 239-479-5592. If you're a Democrat, if you're a liberal, can you explain this to me? Because I'm really not sure I understand. On one hand, you got to be patriotic. You got to wear a mask because wearing masks is patriotic. Everybody knows it. It's about patriotism. But I'm also hearing that patriotism is bad because if you're patriotic, then that would assume that you're a nationalist and you're into the founding of this country and freedom and liberty and our founding fathers and our founding documents and the ones that we're supposed to be following now. We swear an oath to our founding documents. As a matter of fact, we don't want to get carried away because we don't really believe in all the things that the Constitution says and we swear an oath, but we kind of break that oath a little bit when we do things unconstitutionally. So we're really not into patriotism. I'm just trying to get it straight. All right, Frank's in Naples. Frank, can you confirm or deny the mystery of beef lips?
Oh, yeah, there was beef lips. I used to eat them for breakfast, too. So, but then they took it off the ingredient list.
Yeah, so you remember that. Is it because one day you were eating them for breakfast and you read the label and thought, wow, these Slim Jims have beef lips. Look at that.
Yeah, I bought a whole box of them.
Yeah, so you're big beef lip lover, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other parts that we should know about that are scrumptious and edible?
After I read the first part, I stopped eating them. But
yeah,
I'm glad Jake is having a good healthy breakfast.
Okay. Well, yeah. Thanks, Frank. Jake is having a breakfast of organic turkey Slim Jim. So that's good. Hey, you went for the organic and you went for the turkey instead of the beef.
And then I ate a honey bun right afterwards. So
a honey bun. Not sure what that is. Okay. Now, for all the fun we are having with Joe Biden and his presser yesterday and racial equity, and what does equity mean? Equality versus equity. What does equity mean? So equity being that everybody needs to be the same. Like there is no... Did you know that if you just try hard enough, every single human being walking the face of the planet can be the same? Complete everything. From the way they dress, to the way they go to work, to their ability at work, to exercise, eating, everything. I guess equity. And especially along racial lines, we can do this as well. We can have an equitable. So how does that work? And Joe Biden wants to explain to you how in this country, basically this country sucks, is if you had to say it, and I hate to be so harsh, but maybe that's not what Joe Biden meant to say. It's not like Joe Biden was bashing America, but I'm trying to figure out what America Joe Biden is looking at, if this was the way he thinks when he read this off the teleprompter, or whether or not Joe Biden is reading something off a teleprompter that he is told to say, and that he doesn't realize what he's saying, because I'm pretty sure a coherent Joe Biden, well, I'm not really sure if a coherent Joe Biden would read this and feel confident about this. Is this the way he really feels about America?
We've never fully lived up to the founding principles of this nation, to state the obvious, that all people are created equal and have a right to be treated equally throughout their lives. And it's time to act now, not only because it's the right thing to do, but because if we do, we'll all be better off for it.
Does anybody else feel that way? We've never lived up to the values, to the promises of this country. We've never, ever lived up to, we haven't done anything, especially along racial equality. We have done nothing when it comes to equality. We've pretty much just let it fester for hundreds of years. Is that what you really think? Do you think Joe Biden thinks that, honestly? Or is he just reading off a teleprompter and has no clue what he's reading?
For too long, we've allowed a narrow, cramped view of the promise of this nation to fester. We've bought the view that America is a zero-sum game in many cases.
Have you bought do you believe that life in America is a zero-sum game? What does that mean? What does Joe Biden believe in his heart and what is he reading off the teleprompter about a zero-sum game in America?
If you succeed, I fail. If you get ahead, I fall behind. If you get the job, I lose mine. Maybe worst of all, if I hold you down, I lift myself up.
Do you believe that? Is that what you think this country is all about? Does Joe Biden, being in Washington, D.C. for 700 years, does he really think that? Or is he just reading off a teleprompter what he's told because he doesn't care about anything other than, I guess, a legacy that he is the president of the United States? And just tell me what to say, just tell me what to sign, and just show me what a pen looks like, and figure out where I can put it after I'm done writing. Does it go in my jacket pocket? Does it go in my pants? Does it go on the floor? Where does it go? Yeah, there's a little video meme on that because he was trying to put the pen in his pen jacket, inside of his pen jacket, pocket in his jacket, and couldn't get the pen in there. 239-479-5592. Do you think that America is a zero-sum game? Is it you succeed as other people fail? That's just how it's always been. And I can't say that I've ever looked at it that way. All right, we'll get to your calls coming up. Some more from the President of the United States, Joe Biden, and some of the executive orders. Do we have enough? Do we have enough when it comes to executive orders? I mean, let's talk maybe even about the 5 things you need to know about his racial equity orders and what they're going to mean. And, hey, how about that? We'll circle back. We'll circle back on the...
I'll circle back if there's more I can share with you. But I'll circle back with you if there's more to convey. I'll have to just circle back with you.
All right, thanks, Jen Psaki, White House Press Secretary. Yeah, we'll circle back on the impeachment folly and Rand Paul yesterday and doing it again. Unbelievable stuff. All right, you can watch drewsteele.com anytime you would like. You can take it. That's the mobile version for your phone or for your iPad, even your computer. And then you can go to YouTube or Facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio to watch as well. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Good Wednesday morning. A very foggy start all across Southwest Florida, especially if you're heading through northern Lee and Charlotte counties right now and inland toward Immokalee and LaBelle. So keep an eye out for some low visibility spots. You want to take extra time out on the roads if you can. Otherwise, we're a crash-free commute in Collier and Charlotte counties. We are watching one crash in Lee County on Corkscrew Road right near the entrance to the place at Corkscrew. So pretty far inland, east of 75. Just watch out for some activity out there. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
We're going to start your Wednesday with a dense fog advisory. Gradually, fog and visibility start to improve between 9 to 11 a.m. High temperature of 81 with a mixture of sunshine and clouds, and then a brief chance of spotty rain as we hit late tonight. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
.com.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Walmart's going to roll out robots to help keep up with the surge in online orders. The company says it will build warehouses at its stores where self-driving robots will fetch groceries and quickly have them ready for shoppers to pick up. President Biden reportedly plans to sign an order today to suspend new oil and gas leasing on federal land. It's the latest step in his fight against climate change. Another mall-based retailer falls victim to the pandemic. North Carolina-based Belk department store is filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and expects to emerge next month. Other businesses are also suffering from COVID restrictions. CC Holdings, the Texas-based owner of an all-you-can-eat pizza chain, filed for Chapter 11 yesterday. On Wall Street, the Dow lost 23 points. The Nasdaq fell 10. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report, invested in you.
With the new president, so much is happening in Washington. Now, millions are turning to Newsmax TV, your trusted news source. They're going online to Newsmax.com for breaking news and downloading the free Newsmax app on their smartphones. Newsmax TV is on all major cable systems. If you don't get Newsmax, call your cable operator or watch it free on Roku, YouTube, Apple TV, Xumo, Pluto, and smart TVs like Samsung and LG. Newsmax is real news for real people. Start watching today.
New Year's resolutions are hard to keep, so give your business more than resolutions. Give it solutions from Comcast Business. With fast internet, advanced Wi-Fi, powerful cybersecurity solutions, and 24/7 support, you'll have everything you need to bounce forward.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan has been authorized to continue offering the full original MSRP for your trade-in. The factory warned us to end the offer, but after record-breaking sales in 2020, we've been approved to continue running it. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you purchased it from, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Hundreds of new Nissan models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite and get full details at naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Welcome to Smart Floors. For a limited time, Smart Floors is offering contractor pricing on all CoreTech vinyl luxury flooring. CoreTech, normally priced at $3.99 a square foot, is yours for only $2.99. And CoreTech, that's $5.99, is now only $4.49. No gimmicks, no hassles, just smart service at a smart price. In Naples, next to Home Goods in the Park Shore Plaza.
When shopping for new floor, we stand for so much more. Smart service, smart prices, Smart Floors.
Heard the good news about COVID-19 vaccines? They're here, but you can do more than wait for your turn. Here's how. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with, and it's risky to be indoors with them too. And masks? Well, they protect both the person wearing them and the folks around them. Wear a mask, watch your distance, and make a big difference now.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, stay there. When we come back in just a couple of minutes, you may want to comment on Joe Biden and some of his racial equity comments from yesterday and what we're going to see and what that looks like. You know, America's a zero-sum game. If I win, you lose, period. That's the way it is. None of us can come up together in freedom and liberty and choice and decisions that you make and you know, because there's a way that somehow we can craft it so every single person is the same. You know, wow. All right, so we'll get to that. Also, if you missed Rand Paul yesterday on the floor of the Senate and some of the things that he said, remember the importance of a senator who will say things, and even a House member on the floor of the House and the Senate, is that it is something that will be around in perpetuity. It's something that will be recorded for history so that at least you'll have one side of the argument that will be there in this impeachment process instead of all the media hype and the left and what they do with Democrats. But you got to hear some of what he said. It's pretty incredible. Coming up.
This is Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm Alan with Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions. My 6 years of service to my country taught me a lot about integrity, trust, and getting the job done and getting it done right. I have integrated much of my Army training into the business. And I mean integrated. I'm actually standing here recording in my fatigues. I understand that it may seem that there are more pest control companies than bugs, but our company is very different. A lot of pest control companies are what we call spray jockeys. You see bugs and they just come and spray. You see more bugs, so they spray more. My team's approach consists of understanding what's causing the bugs to come in. Sometimes it's something as simple as caulking or patching holes. Spraying is not always the answer. If you're tired of the spray jockeys and want real pest control solutions, call us, Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions, today at 595-4867. That's 595-4867. Now serving Marco, Naples, Bonita, and Estero.
We've been waiting for COVID-19 vaccines to be developed. Now, waiting for them to get to us. But you can do more than wait. You have powerful ways to help slow the spread right now and protect your family and loved ones too. Here's how. Watch your distance. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. It's risky to be indoors with them too. And of course, avoid crowds. Also, wear a mask. CDC reports masks protect the people who wear them and folks around them. And wash your hands using soap and water for 20 seconds. And do it frequently. Vaccines won't make COVID go away overnight, but they give us a real chance to finally overcome it. As long as we keep watching our distance, wearing our masks, and washing our hands.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Not 10, not 5, or even 2.9%. Southwest Florida. In 2021, Sutherland is doing something never done before. 0% APR financing on used cars. During the exclusive 0% event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Get unprecedented 0% APR financing on used cars. Save thousands in finance charges and pay the bank no interest for your car. Shop Southwest Florida's largest used car dealer with the biggest selection of certified pre-owned Nissans, Hondas, Toyotas, and Fords. Now, get 0% APR financing. Even get 0% APR financing for up to 84 months on new Nissans, like the Titan truck. Yes, 0% on new, too. Don't miss the 0% event with never offered 0% APR financing at your used car megastore. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral right now. Shop online at NissanSales.com or CapeCoralNissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much. With approved credit, see dealer for details.
Wink News Traffic.
Your Wednesday morning drive off to a foggy start across Southwest Florida. We're especially seeing that fog out there throughout Lee and Charlotte counties. Inland Collier County and Immokalee definitely dealing with some patchy fog, and toward LaBelle as well. So take it slow on that morning drive and give yourself some extra time to get where you need to go this morning. We're crash free right now in Collier and Charlotte County. Seeing one crash on Corkscrew Road in Lee County and Estero. That's going to be pretty far inland, east of 75, right near the place at Corkscrew. So just watch out for some activity there. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Jen's fog advisory in effect for this morning across Southwest Florida. Visibilities will gradually start to improve between 9 to 11 a.m. Mixture of sunshine and clouds for this afternoon, a warm one, before we do see a chance of some spotty rain by late tonight. So that's primarily going to be late this evening and overnight. Just a quick round of some spotty rain. Then we dry out behind a cold front Thursday and Friday, elevating our fire danger and also ushering in some chilly weather. Lows in the 40s Friday morning and then 70s with a mixture of sunshine and clouds for the weekend. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. There's a trend in the air conditioning business with the rip-off companies to become plumbers, electricians, and air conditioning companies all at the same time. The stories we hear about huge plumbing and electric work rip-offs go right along with the scams these firms tend to run with the AC side of their business. If your company is advertising AC, plumbing, and electric, it's very likely one of those scam artist telemarketing companies with the bait-and-switch cheap service call. If you need a plumber, hire a plumber. If you need an electrician, hire an electrician. If you need to throw money down a hole, pick one of those multi-trade firms, and they're more than willing to take your money. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. Bryant, whatever it takes. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau. You can count on us for great service. You can count on us to get it done. You can count on us for a price that's fair. The quality is second to none. For professional roofing. Roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. MortgageWarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154. Equal housing lender.
Shouldn't you feel amazing? Hello, this is Dr. Heiler in Naples from the Feel Amazing Institute. If you suffer from chronic knee pain, back pain, or neuropathy, I have solutions for you. Regenerative medicine and stem cell treatment options that are now approved and often paid for by Medicare. Call my office for a free telephone consultation at 239-330-1000. That's 330-1000. This is Dr. Heiler, board-certified chiropractic neurologist. My office combines regenerative medicine, chiropractic, and neurology to help you feel amazing again. Knee pain, back pain, and neuropathy, I have affordable and Medicare-friendly solutions for you. I only do 5 free consultations per week, so please call right away. 239-330-1000. Also at feelamazing.com.
It's time to get back outside at the 6th Annual Lovers Key Boat Show Market and Seafood Fest. Bonita Springs Rotary invites you to a weekend of seafood, beer garden, boats, arts and crafts, and Florida sunshine. Along with the Friends of Lovers Key, our COVID-safe outdoor event is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 9 to 5. The parking's free, the beer is cold, the shrimp and fish are fresh. Get out of the house. Come on out. Join us in the sunshine and support our local charities. LoversKeyNauticalMarket.com.
Now more than ever, it's essential to have a primary care provider ready to care for you. Book your first appointment through Millennium Physician Group's telehealth service, MPG Connect, and get established with a care team who'll be there for you wherever and whenever you need. Primary and specialty care, walk-in centers, lab services, imaging centers, and COVID-19 evaluation and testing. Connect with Millennium Physician Group today and be ready for tomorrow. 844-CALL-MPG. 844-CALL-MPG. MillenniumPhysician.com.
Glenn Beck at 9 and Rush at noon. Right now, it's Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Madam President, today is Tuesday and time for the flag salute.
Mr. De Leon, can you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this morning?
Thank you very much, Madam President. It'd be an honor. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Indivisible, pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. For which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the communist state of California, there's the LA City Council meeting. They open up with pledge, and there's Kevin De Leon. I guess he's a California senator. Is that what it is? Sounded like he might have been a little confused as to what he was reading there. I don't know if he's wasn't sure where to go with it or how it works or what the words are. Nothing to see here. Everything is fine. Move along. There we go. Come on. We got to make America California again, right? Remember that piece just recently in the Wall Street Journal. Why not? What are we doing here? And that's, it's little bits like that. It's like your face right now is priceless. I can't get you on the camera. If you're watching at drewsteele.com or if you're on facebook.com/925 Fox News or at Drew Steele Radio, you can see Jake's. Well, you can't see Jake's face. I can't get you on the camera. Oh, there you are. There's your face. You've had enough, haven't you?
I know 5-year-olds that can recite the Constitution.
Yeah.
And this guy can't even.
Yeah. Well, it's not even about that. It's about how, as people question, your patriotism. Or are you allowed to say patriotism? Or your love for country? Are you even allowed to say that you love the country anymore? Are you even worried? Maybe I ask you that question, 239-479-5592. Are you even worried about even showing patriotism, showing your love for the country? I mean, you shouldn't be. But I wonder how many people, I wonder how many kids. I'll tell you a story that happened just the other day. And I wasn't going to mention it because I want to get the full story, but I'll tell you the gist of what was confirmed. That and this is what I'm getting at. I was talking to my son the other day, and he mentioned that somebody in the town that we live in said that at school, that one of the girls at school told her friends that she wasn't allowed to, her parents said that she wasn't allowed to be friends with the kids if their parents voted for Trump. You want me to repeat that again? There was a kid in school, a young girl, who went to her friends I think she was like 9 years old, and went around to her little friends and told them that if her parents or if her friends' parents voted for Donald Trump, she couldn't be friends with them anymore. And we kind of tried to research it a little bit, and it was confirmed that was said. And the point I'm trying to make is, number one, it's horrible. It's a horrible thing that a child would believe that is the case, that has to happen, number one. Number two is how we are teaching a generation now about our love for country and patriotism and what that means and reciting the pledge, and how many people in LA County in California look at that and hear that little piece of audio and think, yeah, I agree with that. Like, it's just frustrating to even say the pledge. Like, why are we even doing it? And the under God part is like, you want to go there? I mean, it's a Democrat Party that was deciding that they wanted to take God out of the platform, if you remember, not too long ago. But, how things are not only being discussed in public forums and that our kids see this, but how they're being taught to hate. I mean, to not even be friends, and how awful that is. 239-479-5592. Another thing that's awful is Chuck Schumer. Hey, how's that? Did you like that for a segue? How awful is Chuck Schumer? It's like if I was doing stand-up, that's where you would go. Mike Opelka sent me this little bit of audio from Chuck Schumer on Rachel Maddow's program last night on MSNBC. And, we're constantly hearing about these executive orders, and we get frustrated that you have a president now who feels like every executive order is going to be signed off on. All the things that we're going to do to fix the ills of this country, and the things that we have noticed from our past that just keep coming up, even though they're basically not in existence the way they are described, like the kind of systemic racism that we are told that is in our institutions, but yet not being able to define and show and point it out. And when you see this, the data behind what they're saying exists, you come to find out that it doesn't exist. But for Democrats, it's all about emotion. Right? We're still trying to find the data points and the examples of systemic racism in the institutions that they say we have to fix. The evidence. But we have to do it because the left tells us so. Because the left is looking for that homogeneous society where everybody is going to be the same, sameness, equity, not equality, not the chance to do and be whatever it is you want to be in this great country. No. It's about you are here. And so we have to make sure that we have equity across the board, meaning everybody is the same. Hey, listen, if you don't work as hard as somebody else, it doesn't make a difference. We have to figure out how to make you equal to everybody else in their eyes. You understand how this works. But how we constantly hear about these executive orders and what do they mean? And one of the fundamental things that people forget about with an executive order is this. It's bypassing Congress. It's bypassing legislation. It's giving a pass to some of the individuals, both on the right and on the left, both in the GOP and the Democrat Party, in both the House and the Senate. It's giving them a pass to do the work that they were sent to Washington, D.C. to do. And Chuck Schumer made it clear yesterday that is exactly what's going on. I mean, listen to this exchange, talking about climate change. So you have the President of the United States, Joe Biden, who has 39, and more are on the way. What is it, like 39 executive orders that he's already pushed forward. And what that means for, let's say, racial equity. And what are they? Some of the things are, I was just reading about some of the explanation of what is being done specifically. When it comes to prisons, right? That the one executive order is going to eliminate the alleged institutional discrimination within federal agencies, including our criminal justice system, and how there are people profiting off the privatization of those criminal justice, the prisons. So ordering the Department of Justice to end the use of private prisons by the federal government. I mean, there's more. There's a lot. And that's just one aspect of it. And how he has eliminated tens of thousands of jobs with the stroke of a pen, with the Keystone XL pipeline and $15 minimum wage suggestions, and on a federal level, all the things that we see as far as executive orders are concerned. And here comes Chuck Schumer, who says, oh, there's more. But wait, it's like, is it the ShamWow guy? But wait, there's more. No, that's not ShamWow. Who did but wait, there's more? Probably every talk show what are those? Not the talk shows, the game show hosts, right?
I think it was the ShamWow.
Okay, ShamWow guy. I always thought the ShamWow guy was cool because he had that headset mic. You know, the one that they, no, you didn't think that was, you didn't think that was cool? Okay. If you're watching at drewsteele.com, you can see how the microphone looks. It looks like my thumb on my ear. And anyway, here's Chuck Schumer. There's more on the way. Rachel Maddow, Chuck Schumer.
I think it might be a good idea for President Biden to call a climate emergency.
Call a climate emergency. So now, as far as the Green New Deal legislation working within the legislative branch of our government, the House and the Senate getting together and talking about this, and the fear, of the left, that if we've got to talk legislation, if it has to be presented to the American people in detail, that they will reject it. Just like I'm pretty confident that if we keep going down this road of socialism, of the left and the things that they are doing through executive order, whether it's this idea of racial equity or the Keystone Pipeline or minimum wage or, this constant talk of systemic racism and classes in different universities about your whiteness and your privilege. And that this is going to be something that Democrats are going to find detrimental in the future, because I don't think that the majority of Americans feel like the promise of this country has never been kept. We can talk about the issues specifically and go down and down the line and see where the evidence is of the things they claim. But just with the stroke of a pen, there's a problem. So here comes Chuck Schumer, who's saying, well, listen, climate emergency. That's what we have to declare. If we declare a climate emergency, we can get things done.
Why? Because it relates to what you're saying. Then he can do many, many things under the emergency powers of the president that wouldn't have to go through, that he could do without legislation.
Oh, do you see? Chuck Schumer's saying it. He's admitting it. He's telling you exactly what the game plan is with these executive orders. He's telling you that he knows, you know, and I know, and everybody knows when it comes to this climate change and whether or not there is climate change. And of course, there's climate change. There's always been climate change for millennia. There's been climate change. Is it man-made? Well, let's see the evidence. Well, we've got the evidence over here, but I've got 500 scientists who are saying that the things that you're showing me over here are not really true, because they can give you examples as to why, but we're not allowed to talk about those 500 that have put out a letter in the past stating this. No, we have to go by the climate scientists who agree with the left so that they can get their policies moved forward. We can't have debate and discussion. And we certainly can't bring this to the legislature, your job to do it. We can't bring it to the House and the Senate. We can't do it, because then that would mean that we have to lay bare all of the things that we're trying to do, and we don't want you to see it. And then you'd have to vote on it, and you'd have to be on record about it. That's way too much. Chuck Schumer's saying, listen, if we declare a climate emergency, more pens, more phones, you know how Obama did it. Biden picking up right where he left off and then some. They want nothing to do with it. They would love to have Joe Biden just go ahead and put these in. But you know how executive orders work. They get overturned. They get changed. The next administration comes in. If a Republican comes in 4 more years, off they go. Unless you do something to entrench it in such a way that to take it away politically would be damaging. So, Chuck Schumer also said what?
Now, Trump used this emergency for a stupid wall, which wasn't an emergency.
Stupid wall. No emergency. He used it for a dumb wall. I mean, how stupid. I mean, who would imagine that walls work? Like, what kind of dope thinks that walls work? Like a wall along the border. Like if, for example, I'll throw something crazy out. Like at an inauguration, like you wouldn't put up fences or walls or any kind of barricade at all if you were doing an inauguration and you were concerned about security. You wouldn't put up walls.
But if there ever was an emergency, climate is one. So I would suggest that they explore looking at climate as an emergency.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Is that how this is going to work?
After all, it's a crisis. It's a crisis.
You got to say it twice.
After all, it's a crisis. It's a crisis.
It's not a crisis. It's not something that should be an executive order. But that's the way the left operates. And that's what they're doing right now. It's an emergency. Everything's an emergency. Biden's got to sign off on it. I wonder how you feel about that. 239-479-5592. You can watch drewsteele.com. That's the website set up to be your mobile app, so to speak. You just bring it up on your browser, on your phone, or on your smart device, and you can watch this program on the go. You can always go to facebook.com/DrewSteeleRadio and watch there as well. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along. Therese O'Shea has your traffic today.
Good Wednesday morning. We're off to a very foggy start across most of Southwest Florida, so take your time out on the roads. We're especially seeing that right now close to RSW in Southwest Florida International Airport near mile marker 128 Alico Road. You're definitely going to be driving through some thick fog out there, so take your time on the roads. Looking at a crash as well on Corkscrew Road in Estero. That's going to be right near the entrance to the Place at Corkscrew Community off Gramercy Boulevard. No roadblock, no injuries, just some slight delays right now in both directions approaching that crash scene. Otherwise, I-75 and 41 looking nice and clear, and our bridge commute between Cape Coral and Fort Myers and North Fort Myers into downtown only taking you a few minutes in each direction with no major slowdowns. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
We're going to start your Wednesday with a dense fog advisory. Gradually, fog and visibility start to improve between 9 to 11 a.m. High temperature of 81 with a mixture of sunshine and clouds, and then a brief chance of spotty rain as we hit late tonight. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Watching today. Andrew Cuomo worried about the Big Apple, starting to dawn on the guy that economic pain is coming to Manhattan. I warned these people about this months ago. I warned them about it, folks. Cuomo told reporters that the longer people work from home, the less likely they'll want to work in the city when the shutdown's over. And he's worried that rich taxpayers who left may never return. I told him this was going to happen. Cuomo said that politicians in the old days said people would depart Manhattan if taxes went up or if the quality of life deteriorated. Well, now they're gone, but it's all because of COVID, Cuomo said. Not his stupid policies, which is true. He didn't mention the skyrocketing crime rate, though. The rioting, the looting, general mayhem Democrats have unleashed, i.e. his policies. He's right to be afraid, though. In June, tax collections, New York City dropped 46%. State controller says New York hasn't seen this kind of economic decline since the Great Depression. Well, guess what, Governor? You have more to worry about than people working for home or the wealthy leaving. Corporations have figured out that they don't have to be in congested urban areas to do business anymore. They, too, may never come back to the liberal hellhole that you and your fellow Democrats created in New York. So good luck with all of it, Governor. Let us know how you make out. And by the way, folks, I have an idea. Cancel all sports. Cancel the games, NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, but let the players kneel. Just have the players kneel, and let's see what kind of audience that gets. For many Americans, their top New Year's resolution is to save more money. One way to accomplish that, switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk. When you and your family make the switch from AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile to Pure Talk, you can save more than $800 a year. And you don't have to sacrifice coverage in making the move. Pure Talk is on the same network as one of those big carriers at just half the cost. Get unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data for just $30 a month. And if you go over on data usage, they do not charge you for it. Grab your mobile phone, dial pound 250 and say Pure Talk. When you do, you'll save 50% off your first month. Again, dial pound 250 and say the keyword Pure Talk. Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless, and you'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dialed text from Pure Talk.
Hey, Dave, what's going on with your sink? It's full of water.
Really slow to drain.
You tried all the...
Yes, I've tried all the...
Just asking.
Yeah, it gets worse and worse.
So maybe...
Now the downstairs sink is slow, too. I don't dare flush the toilet.
Dave?
What's the point of having running water if it doesn't run out again?
Dave...
I might as well give up on indoor plumbing completely, build an outhouse, and haul water up from the river in a bucket!
Dave! So what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Okay, I make one call, someone comes out and gets the water moving again, and things go back to normal.
That's best?
Well, yeah, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have 4 plumbing trucks standing by, waiting for last-minute calls.
Right now?
Right now.
I don't need to build an outhouse?
It's a little chilly this time of year.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
Indoor plumbing is a miracle, isn't it?
Yeah, only when it's working.
Oh, man.
Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Hollywood, Florida's getaway destination, is playing your song. Come discover your rhythm safely with our industry-leading Safe and Sound program, including stringent sanitary protocols like face masks, temperature checks, and consistent cleaning and sanitizing throughout the casino. And more space for you to stay, play, and dine. When you're ready for good, clean fun, come to the home of the world-famous Guitar Hotel, Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
There's always a better way, and we will always chase after it.
We're building a cleaner energy future with millions of solar panels, and we're using the latest technology, investing in energy that's not just the most reliable or the cleanest, but also the most affordable. As we see it, the horizon is always moving, and to chase it is to deliver America's best energy value for you and for Florida. See how at fpl.com/value.
Come have an exciting offshore fishing adventure and maybe even hook up aboard the Blind Date. Blind Date Charters offers backwaters to offshore fishing and more. Whether you target tarpon, grouper, or snapper, the trip won't disappoint. Captain Tom Katz will provide a first-class experience that'll leave you with memories that last a lifetime. Call Blind Date Charters at 239-810-2473. That's 239-810-2473.
This is 92.5 Fox News. 92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Today's theme, the climate. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's the focus for President Biden, ready to take more executive action. Fox's Rachel Sutherland's following this live.
Dave, the actions are designed to wean the nation from fossil fuels, reduce carbon emissions, and clean up communities blighted by pollution. President Biden expected to impose a moratorium on all new federal oil and gas leasing, which oil industry groups are slamming as job killing. The president expected to pledge to protect 30% of public lands and waters by the end of the decade. Federal agencies will also be directed to factor climate change into regulations and legal settlements. Climate envoy John Kerry has said the administration will treat the crisis as the emergency that it is. Dave?
Rachel, yesterday's theme was racial equity with Biden actions on issues like housing, but the president also focused on the coronavirus.
The vaccine program is in worse shape than we anticipated or expected.
So he's ready to ramp up the supply.
It's 100 million more doses of Pfizer and 100 million more doses of Moderna.
Now, the number of coronavirus deaths spiked back up yesterday to nearly 4,000, though there are fewer COVID patients in hospitals and new daily cases haven't reached 200,000 in a week and a half. The Senate will consider more Biden cabinet nominees the day after Tony Blinken was confirmed as Secretary of State. Senators are also now sworn in as jurors for the impeachment trial that'll start the week after next.
It means that the theory that the Senate can't try former officials would amount to a constitutional get-out-of-jail-free card.
Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, 5 Republicans agree with him, shooting down GOP Senator Rand Paul's motion to dismiss because Donald Trump is no longer president. But it would take 17 Republicans to convict him of inciting the deadly Capitol attack, so Paul tells Fox.
It means that impeachment, the trial, is dead on arrival. There will be a show, there will be a parade of partisanship, but the Democrats really will not be able to win.
America's listening to Fox News.
This
Heard the
update is
good news
presented by
about
Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News traffic.
Good Wednesday morning. We're off to a very foggy start across most of Southwest Florida, so take your time out on the roads. We're especially seeing that right now close to RSW in Southwest Florida International Airport near mile marker 128 Alico Road. You're definitely going to be driving through some thick fog out there, so take your time on the roads. Looking at a crash as well on Corkscrew Road in Estero. That's going to be right near the entrance to the Place at Corkscrew Community off Gramercy Boulevard. No roadblock, no injuries, just some slight delays right now in both directions approaching that crash scene. Otherwise, I-75 and 41 looking nice and clear, and our bridge commute between Cape Coral and Fort Myers and North Fort Myers into downtown only taking you a few minutes in each direction with no major slowdowns. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Jen's fog advisory in effect for this morning across Southwest Florida. Visibilities will gradually start to improve between 9 to 11 a.m. Mixture of sunshine and clouds for this afternoon, a warm one, before we do see a chance of some spotty rain by late tonight. So that's primarily going to be late this evening and overnight. Just a quick round of some spotty rain. Then we dry out behind a cold front Thursday and Friday, elevating our fire danger and also ushering in some chilly weather. Lows in the 40s Friday morning and then 70s with a mixture of sunshine and clouds for the weekend. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Are you ready for the very best? Hello, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples, and I invite you to experience the luxury, safety, and satisfaction of driving a new Genesis. Leading in luxury year after year, Genesis is the highest-ranked luxury brand in initial quality 4 years in a row by J.D. Power and received the industry's premier safety ratings. Right now, you can finance the new 2020 G70 with 0% APR or experience the power, intelligence, and efficiency the all-new 2021 G80 offers, a car that automatically adjusts to match your driving style. Looking for elegance? Take it to new heights in the all-new 2021 G90 for effortless performance and precise handling. And brand new to our lineup, the new 2021 Genesis GV80, the new face of young luxury and the first ever SUV for Genesis, in stock and arriving daily. Visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or online at genesisofnaples.com.
All offers with approved credit on select models. For JD Power 2020 award info, visit jdpower.com.
Water everywhere. You can't swim in it. You can't stand drinking it. Heck, it's so bad it's on the news every day. Hi, I'm Rob Hill from Bob Hill Plumbing. We've invested over 66 years here in Naples, bringing you clean, drinkable water for your home or condo. We realize we can't fix the water problems everywhere, but we can definitely clean up the water inside your home. Our government does their best to deliver safe water for use. But wow, who wants chlorinated yellow water at every faucet? Let us install a Halo home filtration system and remove all the bad taste, color, and odor from your water. Halo removes 99% of all chlorine, ammonia, and all the bad-tasting chemicals in our municipal water system. Call Bob Hill Plumbing today and let us install a Halo water system in your home so you can once again enjoy clean, bottle-quality water at every faucet. Bob Hill Plumbing. Let me be your plumbing guy.
To schedule service, call Bob Hill Plumbing at 262-6119 or bobhillplumbing.com.
Chevy showroom, this is Marty.
You know what's outside at Victory Lane, Chevy, Marty?
Yeah, what's outside?
Tons of new Chevys. They're dropping them off now as we speak. Oh, they're so beautiful.
Ask him when he's dropping off at my dealership, okay?
Oh, what'd you do, Marty? Stiff a bunch of your customers over the holidays?
No.
Your lot's empty over there?
You're nuts.
Well, I may be nuts, but you know what, Marty? I got all the Chevys to sell.
You got...
And you got Jack Zippity Squat.
No, I don't.
Bye-bye, Marty. During the perfect timing event at Victory Lane Chevrolet, get top dollar for trades. Plus, take an extra $9 grand off new 2021 Silverados or $6 grand off new Chevy Equinox. Look, if you didn't get something shiny with big wheels during the holidays, get thousands off MSRP right now at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Find new roads.
Taxes and fees extra. All rebates to dealer offers with approved credit and do not combine. Expires 1/31/2021.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. Thank you for watching at drewsteele.com. Drewsteele.com, the website created specifically to work as an app. So you can watch on your phone, you can watch on your smart device, or even your computer. We stream live on YouTube and Facebook, both at Drew Steele Radio, facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio. And anytime you want to call or text, 239-479-5592. We're going to get to your calls coming up in just a second. I'll circle back to your calls, right?
I'll circle back if there's more I can share with you, but I'll circle back with you if there's more to convey. I'll have to just circle back with you. We can circle back with I'm happy to circle back with you.
That's Jen Psaki. Jen Psaki there, the White House press secretary, is certainly wanting to circle back with all the questions that the media might have. And we'll just continue to circle back. And then, listen, you don't even have to worry about it. You're not going to get any pressure by saying you're going to circle back. So that's okay. But I did say that I would circle back to Rand Paul yesterday, talking about how, listen, you're wasting our time, again, with impeachment and shredding the unconstitutional Trump impeachment. And also some of the things that he said that you have to hear. Because when you're on the floor of the House or the Senate, this is recorded. This is something that's going to be on C-SPAN. It's going to be on the record. And so at least with these comments being made on the record, that there'll be something that we'll be able to look back on in history and be able to show what was being done to the former president, the policies and the procedures that Democrats were putting in place. And we can begin to question their motives and motivation, especially when we know nothing's going to happen. We know, for example, that 45 Republicans voted and said that this is unconstitutional. So the impeachment trial is dead on arrival. You have to have 67 votes. You needed 17 Republicans to come across the aisle and say that this was constitutional, or better yet, to convict the president, a former president, excuse me. And more than 34 Republicans just voted to dismiss. So if a trial happens, everybody, it's all for show. It's all for the Democrats to put on a show. It's like a circus. I need some circus music. There you go. And Chuck Schumer with the perfect three-point landing. Is that what is the expression? When you do when they do a flip? What's that? When you do a flip in a somersault and then you land? What is that? A perfect what landing? How do they express that? The gymnasts. Isn't there like a, like when you land, when you do a you do like a pole vault, or not a pole vault, but you do the horse in gymnastics, right? Isn't it? You do a flip and everything, and then you do it. It's called a perfect. Somebody text me or call 23. What is it?
I don't know.
239-479-5592. If you're a gymnast or whatever it is, and you make the perfect landing, what is that called? It has a name. Anyway, it's Chuck Schumer with the perfect three-point landing, whatever it's called. Anyway, I think that's an airplane. I don't know. So all this is a show. It's a circus. That's all it is. Rand Paul calling them out about this circus.
Unity is the opposite of this travesty we are about to witness. If we are about to try to impeach a president, where is the Chief Justice?
Oh.
If the accused is no longer president, where is the constitutional power to impeach him?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Where's the Chief Justice, Supreme Court? It wants nothing to do with it. So Democrats put a Democrat in charge, the Senate pro tempore, Patrick Leahy, so that you have somebody he's not going to be biased in any way. Yeah, right.
Private citizens don't get impeached. Impeachment is for removal from office. And the accused here has already left office. Hyper-partisan Democrats are about to drag our great country down into the gutter of rancor and vitriol, the likes of which has never been seen in our nation's history.
You better believe it, and it's all a big show, everybody.
Instead of doing the nation's work with their new majorities in the House, the Senate, and the executive branch, Democrats are wasting the nation's time on a partisan vendetta against a man no longer in office.
Yeah, there's no doubt. All right. By the way, David in Naples writes, they stuck the landing. They stick the landing. That's it. I think that's what it's called. Thank you, David. I think that's right. We had some text? I don't have the text line up, so I can't see it. But here's the other thing that Rand Paul was bringing up yesterday with this impeachment sham and getting the senators on record. And do we have a list of the senators? I think we do someplace. The senators that voted with Democrats. And you can imagine Ben Sass and Murkowski and Mitt Romney, and you can imagine the names. But here's something else that he brought up, and again, recorded for history, so we can go back and remember all of this. Listen to this, thanks to Rand Paul yesterday.
I know everyone here will soon march to the Capitol to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Reminding everybody that's what the president said on January 6th, right?
Peacefully and patriotically. Hardly words of violence. But what of Democrat words? What of Democrat incitement to violence? No Democrat will honestly ask whether Bernie Sanders incited the shooter that nearly killed Steve Scalise and volunteer coach. The shooter nearly pulled off a massacre. I was there because he fervently believed the false and inflammatory rhetoric spewed by Bernie and other Democrats, such as the Republican health care plan for the uninsured is that you die.
Now let's go back in time. The Wayback Machine is what they used to call it, right? Going way back. Do you remember what he was talking about? Do you remember Alan Grayson, Democrat of Florida, Representative Alan Grayson on the floor of the House of Representatives when Alan Grayson told the American people,
if you get sick in America, this is what the Republicans want you to do. If you get sick, America, the Republican health care plan is this. Die quickly. That's right. The Republicans want you to die quickly if you get sick.
Remember that? That's what Rand Paul is referencing. Those comments, as he was laying it out, led to somebody, including other Democrats, who were parroting that idea that Republicans want you to die. And what ended up happening, everybody? But no, nobody says anything about that. But somehow there's going to be this discussion about Donald Trump and an incitement to violence. Do we really want to go there? John's in Fort Myers wanted to comment on this. Hey, John.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Great. They're just flat afraid of Trump. That's why they're doing what they're doing. He hasn't done anything other than work for us and show the people what's the difference between a Democrat, a Republican, and somebody who just doesn't care about either. And that's why we love Trump.
And it's amazing how afraid they are, enough so that they're willing to go through this sham of an impeachment to try to tarnish not only the name, but the ability to be able to run again. If he's so awful, then what are they afraid of?
And why the Democrats already have, I think it's 5 or 7 weak Republicans that are always this way.
Yeah, well, ultimately, and thanks for the call, John. You make great points. I appreciate it. Ultimately, it gets back to what we talked about before. You know, all of these executive orders and all of the talk about racial equity and how Joe Biden decides to bash this country and not living up to the promises and you know, it's you get ahead at the expense of somebody else. America's a zero-sum game, which is like ridiculous. But if he says it and Democrats parrot it enough and the media goes along, and I'm sure today is just going to parrot all of this and systemic racism in institutions in the government and across the board, and that as long as they continue to do that, that somehow this is going to sink in. And I would suggest otherwise. I think people don't like the fact that, what was it? Jake was laughing because Fox News at the top of the hour, Fox News at the top of the hour had, how did they describe it, Jake? When you were laughing, they were describing it something as like day 7. And here's like the theme. They were saying the theme of Joe Biden's executive orders today is climate change. Tomorrow, it's going to be duckies and bunnies. What's it going to be? What do you mean a theme? Every day since he's been inaugurated, every single day, there's an executive order theme? What are you talking about? Do you see how ridiculous? That's the way they said it. Dummies. Jake was beside himself like, you got to be kidding me. But Rand Paul bringing up some very important points. Some of the most outrageous things have been said in the past by Democrats. And how did Rand Paul put it?
Because he fervently believed the false and inflammatory rhetoric spewed by Bernie and other Democrats.
Talking about the shooter, Steve Scalise, the shooter there in the ball field.
As this avowed Bernie supporter shot Steve Scalise, nearly killing him, and shot one of our coaches and 2 or 3 of our staff, he screamed, "This is for health care. Ask me or anyone if that's incitement."
Do we get to talk about that? You know, many people have brought up on Twitter and other places, hey, if Donald Trump can be, we can have an impeachment of a of a former president now out of office. And we know this is a sham and a show because they're trying to damage him and trying to make it so he can't run again in 2024. Hey, does that mean that we can have an investigation and a trial for Hillary Clinton as a senator at a time when, and then with the email scandal as a Secretary of State? I mean, all the things that that Hillary Clinton did in the past. Does that mean we can have some kind of trial for her and do that after the fact? Do you see how far this can go? And I'm sure the framers of the Constitution were not thinking to themselves, "Oh yeah, let them all sort it out. Let's leave it out there for something that they can do, so perpetually they can continue to do this farce." Yeah, they didn't. They didn't. 239-479-5592. Mike's in Fort Myers. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Drew. You know, you were talking about the executive orders, and it sounded familiar, and it sounds like I've seen it before. And I realized that Joe Biden sitting there signing all these executive orders is just like William J. Lepedimane in Blazing Saddles, signing all these things that he hadn't seen and insisting that everybody go along with it.
Yeah, that's fun. That's a funny reference.
I mean, it's just like the exact same thing in the movie.
You know, you can't watch that movie anymore. I think if Blazing Saddles were on your TV, I think your TV would melt, and I think that there would be individuals knocking at your door, and I think your kids would be taken out of schools, and all. I mean, it's
liberals don't realize that what Mel Brooks is doing is making the racists look stupid.
Right.
But all they hear is the N-word, and so they go, "Oh my God, it's racist."
Right.
But actually, he was saying that's a bad thing.
Right. It was quite the opposite of what it was. Yeah. So.
Yep.
No, appreciate the call there, Mike. Thanks so much. Hey, RC's been holding patiently in Cape Coral. I want to get to RC's call just because RC, growing up in New York as a little Ute.
Did you say Ute?
RC Cola was actually my favorite growing up as a kid.
If I had part of the RC Cola fortune, I wouldn't be up at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Here's a little trivia question getting up early in the morning for those that are Northerners. Do you know what RC stands for?
Royal Crown.
That is right. Wow. All right. Why am I? You're named after a cola. I mean, I'm
actually named after my father.
Well, I was going to say,
who, as far as I know, wasn't named after a cola.
Why would they name you after a cola? That just seems rude. I don't know.
It's weird. Well, it was better than Shasta.
Well, you got me there. All right.
Anyway, thanks for circling back. I appreciate it.
Oh, wait a minute. Come on now.
I'll circle back if there's more I can share with you. But I'll circle back with you if there's more to.
Yeah, unlike Jen Psaki, I like to circle back.
My feeling about the whole climate change hysteria, if guys like John Kerry and Schumer are so set on it, I'm thinking there must be a lot of money to be made from this whole thing.
Well, of course there is. Globally, there's plenty of money to be made. Look, if you're doing the Great Reset, like we talked about yesterday, and using COVID as an example of how capitalism has failed, and we have to have collectivism, and we've got to provide for those that can't provide for themselves, and everybody has to be the same, equity, like what Joe Biden is talking about right now. You got to have a way to fund all of this, and the way to fund all of this is to come up with these ideas of Green New Deals and climate emergencies, and all of these things have to be funded. And I don't know where you're going to get the money. Oh, they get the money from us and other places. And so, yeah, they all have to be funded.
Yeah. Didn't Al Gore make a lot of money on the climate change thing?
No. He gave that all away to charity.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah. He gave all of his wealth away. It's amazing how he is.
After he built that 12-acre mansion, then he gave the money away.
Yeah, I think sainthood, was is that true? Is Al Gore being considered for sainthood in some way?
I believe he is. Saint Al. I'm pretty sure he is.
No, I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that, but we can't confirm or deny that.
No, we cannot.
RC, look, feel free to call anytime. We appreciate your call there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it.
All right, back at you. 239-479-5592. Jake's ready to go to break, and so am I. So let's do that right now. If you would like to watch, don't forget drewsteele.com, your mobile option to watch the program on your phone, on your smart device, on your computer. And then you can go to YouTube or Facebook, facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio. Don't forget Steele with 3 E's while you're there, or to get there. While you're there, if you want to subscribe or like. That's cool. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I am mad at everything going on.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hey, it's Jake Demolino here from Daybreak to talk about AMCO of Bonita Springs. Everyone's been affected by the pandemic, and I was definitely no exception. But here's the thing. I had an issue, a well-known issue. Kevin and Todd came to the rescue, effectively giving me my life back. They put their expertise to work on my transmission. That was completely shot. His master mechanic told me that it was probably the worst transmission he's seen in his 30 years of working. And let me tell you, he knocked it out of the park. He helped me, and I'm sure he can help you as well. AMCO of Bonita Springs has been trusted in Southwest Florida since 2008. They've been through pandemics, recessions, you name it. They're located right off of Burnwood Drive in Bonita, an independent, conservative AMCO dealer whose award-winning customer service speaks for itself. They work on all makes and models, and they don't just do transmissions. They can do oil changes, normal maintenance, tires, you name it. For those of you out there with classic cars, there's no one I could trust more than Kevin and Todd with something I know you cherish and is so near and dear to you. So give Kevin and Todd a call at AMCO of Bonita Springs. 239-992-2626. 239-992-2626. A big thank you from Jake the Millennial for AMCO Bonita Springs.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I'm an interior designer and I trust Rock Solid.
If you're looking for just the right countertops for your home, the choice is simple. Rock Solid.
I'm a contractor and I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
Whether you're a homeowner or a contractor who wants the finest countertops, choose Rock Solid, a company you can trust.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 J&C Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Let Naples Shutter enhance your home's beauty and increase its value. From our legendary all-wood plantation shutters made right here in Naples for over 40 years, to luxurious blinds and shades, to the unique island appeal of Bahama shutters, Naples Shutter has you covered with a lifetime guarantee and over 40,000 satisfied customers. Call 239-566-8161 today for a free estimate. That's 239-566-8161 or visit naplesshutter.com.
Not 10, not 5, or even 2.9%. Southwest Florida. In 2021, Sutherland is doing something never done before. 0% APR financing on used cars. During the exclusive 0% event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Get unprecedented 0% APR financing on used cars. Save thousands in finance charges and pay the bank no interest for your car. Shop Southwest Florida's largest used car dealer with the biggest selection of certified pre-owned Nissans, Hondas, Toyotas, and Fords. Now, get 0% APR financing. Even get 0% APR financing for up to 84 months on new Nissans, like the Titan truck. Yes, 0% on new, too. Don't miss the 0% event with never offered 0% APR financing at your used car megastore. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral right now. Shop online at nissansales.com or capecoralnissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much. With approved credit, see dealer for details.
Heard the good news about COVID-19 vaccines? They're here, but you can do more than wait for your turn. Here's how. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with, and it's risky to be indoors with them too. And masks? Well, they protect both the person wearing them and the folks around them. Wear a mask, watch your distance, and make a big difference now.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
You want a new look for your kitchen, but you really dread the thought of subjecting your home and family to the mess and fuss created by weeks of remodeling? Cornerstone Builders has the solution. They can give your kitchen an entirely new look in a matter of days, not weeks. Stand by for the phone number to schedule your free in-home consultation. Cornerstone will save you a lot of time and thousands of dollars with a custom kitchen reface. This 4-step process includes 15 cabinet doors, 5 drawer fronts, and includes relaminating your cabinet exteriors, plus new hinges and new knobs or handles. Best part? The price. Just $38.20 for a beautiful thermofoil reface or $78.20 for maple wood reface. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation. 239-332-3020. That's 332-3020. 239-332-3020. Cornerstone Builders in Fort Myers, Naples, and Marco Island. With 30 years and 22,000 satisfied customers. You know they're gonna wow you.
Hey, we get it. You don't want to be hearing a Progressive commercial right now, so let us tell you something you do want to hear. You are intelligent. You make all the right decisions. You were smart before smart was cool, and you made it cool again. You have a wealth of knowledge, and you are so very clever. I bet you already knew I was going to say that, you genius. There, don't you feel better? You'll also feel better when you hear you could save big when you switch to Progressive. But I'm pretty sure you already knew that, too. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The success of Janet's meal prep business is keeping her from keeping up with customer appetites.
Paleo Prep Meals, this is Janet. Yep, you just reheat. But we actually have a wait list currently. Oh, can you hold on one sec?
She needs to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to Breezy HR 2019. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first job post. Terms and conditions apply.
Most people that buy their own health insurance think once they have chosen their ACA plan during open enrollment, they're stuck for the year. This is simply not the case. You can change at any time, no problems. If you are fairly healthy and don't need mandated coverage like maternity, you can save 30 to 60% with Health Plan Network. Couples under 65 are saving $500 to $1,000 a month with better coverage. You owe it to yourself to see if you qualify for a better plan that can save you money with lower deductibles. Go to healthplannetwork.net to request a quote. That's healthplannetwork.net. Or call Tim Cooper, an expert with over 23 years experience, at 239-268-6712. That's 239-268-6712. Act now to see if you qualify to save 30 to 60%. healthplannetwork.net. Sensible solutions.
Final days of the transition, and it wasn't until the final days we got the kind of cooperation we needed, that once we arrived, the vaccine program is in worse shape than we anticipated or expected.
Nearly 20 million Americans have gotten at least one shot, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. A federal judge rules against President Biden's 100-day pause on deportations.
U.S. District Judge Drew Tipton, appointed by former President Trump to the Southern District of Texas, ruled on a challenge filed by the state, which argued it's a violation of federal statutes and the Constitution to not enforce federal law.
Fox's Rick Leventhal. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News traffic.
Good morning. We're tracking a crash along I-75 southbound at mile marker 107 in Naples near the Pine Ridge Road exit. Seeing some southbound delays passing from Vanderbilt Beach Road's overpass down through the exit to Pine Ridge Road. So watch out for some slowdowns. No travel lanes blocked, no injuries, but definitely tracking fog in that area near that crash as well. Collier County seeing a lot of visibility issues with the fog out there this morning, but Lee and Charlotte County, you'll be driving in and out of some patchy fog as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Dense fog advisory in effect for this morning across southwest Florida. Visibilities will gradually start to improve between 9 to 11 a.m. Mixture of sunshine and clouds for this afternoon, a warm one, before we do see a chance of some spotty rain by late tonight. So that's primarily going to be late this evening and overnight. Just a quick round of some spotty rain. Then we dry out behind a cold front. Thursday and Friday elevating our fire danger and also ushering in some chilly weather. Lows in the 40s Friday morning and then 70s with a mixture of sunshine and clouds for the weekend. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
There's the left way, and then there's the right way. 92.5 Fox News.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau here, owner of D.R. Martineau Roofing of Southwest Florida. I've been repairing and replacing roofs for 27 years. We operate with integrity, knowledge, and service. Google DRM Roofing or call 239-332-1441.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this?
only Naples Nissan has been authorized to continue offering the full original MSRP for your trade-in. The factory warned us to end the offer, but after record-breaking sales in 2020, we've been approved to continue running it. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you purchased it from, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Hundreds of new Nissan models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite and get full details at naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Hey, it's Drew Steele talking to my good friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters. And I love talking to Dave because when I talk to Dave, I know that that means he has something special for you. In this case, like I have in my home, Core Tech is absolutely amazing, Dave. And I got to tell you, I love it. My wife loves it. And boy, you've got a lot of Core Tech right now in stock.
Yes, we do. And we've got about 6 or 7 truckloads coming to beat the tariff increase. And we're going to guarantee a freeze of the prices on all our in-stock Core Tech. We're not going to go up 50 cents a square foot, and we're going to save it for our customers.
And so when it comes to Core Tech, I mean, it is just amazing the selection that you have. And not only that, the installation is incredible. What you do there is fantastic.
Yes, and we stock 100 colors of Core Tech.
Floor Meisters, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. So give them a call today at 239-596-4964 or on the web at floormeisters.com.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Glenn Beck at 9 and Rush at noon. Right now, it's Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Some are reluctant to get the COVID-19 vaccine. To make it easier, Pfizer, Moderna, and AstraZeneca are excited to announce the arrival of 3 new varieties. Introducing new Cajun-style, barbecue-style, and sour cream and onion. It's the latest in disease-fighting technology from your friends at Frito-Lay.
No. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. No. No, not doing it. 239-479-5592. There's the talk and text line. DrewSteele.com, the website. You can watch. It's your mobile app, if you will. You just bring it up on your browser, on your phone, on your mobile device, on your computer. And, of course, you can watch us streaming live at Facebook, facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio for the time being. Hey, how would you like, speaking of COVID and COVID-related, lots of COVID-related stories out there, how would you like to see Florida host the 2021 Olympics? So there's talk right now that maybe Tokyo wants to back out of the Olympics. And we had in the state of Florida, it was Jimmy Petronis who was like, hey, listen, he's the CFO here of the state. And he's like, look, you may be having issues there in Tokyo and be concerned about it. But hey, why not bring it over here? Why not bring it to Florida? I think we've got a couple of places. We got a couple of 2 or 3 places that could handle bringing the Olympics here. Why not? I don't know. Would you like to see the Olympics right now happen in the state of Florida? 239-479-5592. Have you checked that out? that story? What do you think? Would you, Jake's like, no, you don't want the Olympics here? Why?
I mean, you know,
well,
thankfully, since our governor's pretty cool and awesome, we've got a pretty open economy.
We got the Super Bowl. I mean, that's happening here. That's happening in Tampa.
Just give it to us.
What's
Bring
that?
it here. Bring it here. Bring it on.
That's it. Just, I don't know. It's not going to happen. I doubt it's going to happen. Quote, unlike other states, when the COVID-19 vaccine comes to Florida, it doesn't just sit on the shelf wrapped in government red tape and moves fast to protect the communities. Patrolman wrote about DeSantis' battle to keep the state's economy open while combating the spread of the coronavirus. Third biggest state here in Florida. And we're ranked number 4 for coronavirus deaths so far during the pandemic. But we've got a lot of vaccines. We've got a lot of opportunity here for opening up businesses and giving well, maybe not. Maybe it's a little too ambitious for right now. Is it? You know, there might be talk about how ambitious it would be to get our kids back in school and across the country, getting them back in classrooms and what that means to kids and their psyche, to their education, to getting back to some sense of normalcy. And a lot of people are realizing that it's time to do just that, that the evidence is there to show we don't have super spreader situations in schools. You know, and why would teachers' unions be so against our kids? I know that's an outrageous statement, Drew. How could you possibly say something like that? I don't know. I'm listening to Chief of Staff Ron Klain yesterday on CNN, and the discussion was about multiple studies. CDC publishing another study showing that schools are not transmitting, they're not COVID super spreader transmitters sites, and that we should get kids back in classrooms smartly. We know what to do. And Aaron Burnett is asking Ron Klain, Chief of Staff, like, what's going on here?
We've all seen, of course, the transmission. It's just not happening. I mean, in Chicago, the teachers union voted this weekend to continue remote learning. They were about to open. Town of Montclair, New Jersey, this story came across. Public schools were scheduled to reopen for hybrid learning. For elementary school kids, it'd be a first day of going to school in person since March of last year.
March of last year. Can you imagine what that does to a child and their psyche and their ability to learn and what they believe about what is happening in the world around them? And you know, you can go into suicide numbers. You know, there were more people that died of drug overdoses in California, San Francisco. More people died in, was it California or San Francisco? I think it was California. More people died of drug overdoses than died of COVID. No, in San Francisco.
10 months. But then they scrapped plans at the last minute after the local teachers union refused to return to classrooms. Ron, why do you think that the unions in many cases are overruling what the studies show?
Yeah, why are unions overruling what we're supposed to believe we should be following, which is the science? Why would a teachers union overrule science? Why would they? I mean, they're all about the kids, right? Why would they do that?
I don't think unions are overruling studies. I think what you're seeing is schools that haven't made the investments.
They haven't made the investments. All right. So it's about the money. It's about the investments. It's about investments that should have been happening before pre-COVID that maybe didn't happen, that now there's an opportunity to get those quote unquote investments made in these schools. Is that what it is? What I'm hearing is the unions are picking money over our children. And there's no evidence to show that their reasoning is logical, but they're doing it. And it gets frustrating. Look, you probably know this yourself. I mean, listen to this dad in Loudoun County, Virginia, who steps up to a podium at the local district and want to communicate to the school board in Loudoun County his frustration with the same exact thing that is going on that we're hearing about more and more around the country.
Yep. You should all be fired from your day jobs, because if your employers knew that you were more inefficient than the DMV, you would be replaced in a heartbeat. I literally just finished a conference call because I'm having to multitask to be here to address you guys. You're a bunch of cowards hiding behind our children as an excuse for keeping schools closed. You think you're some sort of martyrs because of the decisions you're making, when the statistics do not lie that the vast majority of the population is not at risk from this virus. The garbage workers who pick up my freaking trash risk their lives every day more than anyone in this school system. Figure it out or get off the podium. Because you know what? There are people like me and a line of other people out there who will gladly take your seat and figure it out. It's not a high bar. Raise the freaking bar.
Woo. Oh, wait.
I'm going to give staff an opportunity to make sure that the podium and microphone have been.
Please wipe it down ahead of time, please, because we don't want anything that affects us.
Sir, your time is finished. Can you please leave the boardroom?
It's okay. Don't worry.
Thank you.
I'll be back next time. And the next time. To open the freaking school!
Can I ask the deputy to please make sure the gentleman leaves the boardroom?
Come on, I'll walk out with you. There's another one out there. All right, let's walk.
He's fine. He's going to come back again and again and again and again. You feel that frustration? A lot of people are at their wits' end right now with this. And they're frustrated. And the science and the data is all out there. And the expert class that we're told are the ones that know it all don't want to hear anything other than what they say. Scott Atlas, I'm told, who worked under the former administration, Scott Atlas had data upon data upon data that the public could see and get readily available to them just by a simple Google search, and took all the data and was showing data points that would suggest that what Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx were doing was wrong, and the information that they were giving out may not be the whole picture, and had the information in front of him and presented to Dr. Fauci, who quickly dismissed it to say, look, I don't want to hear it. Why? We do that with climate change. Why are we doing that? Why can't we have all the evidence, everything displayed? You can't, because when one side wants that power and one side is the expert class that makes the decisions, you know, the expert class that said that Donald Trump could never be president of the United States in 2016, those experts can never be proven wrong. It's outrageous. Gabe's in L.A. Gabe wants Olympics in Florida. Is that what you're saying, Gabe? You want the Olympics? Come on.
Absolutely. First of all, I think economically that would be just tremendous. You know, when Atlanta had the Olympics up there, you saw that they had a growth in economics. So you get all these people coming in, that's going to bring in revenue to all these small-time businesses. Yeah. I think that's what we need. And also, I think the kids going back to school would also be very economic, because I remember as a kid in high school, I used to go every morning to Burger King, Chick-fil-A. I used to go and get breakfast with my parents' money, of course, but I still went. These kids go and they funnel money into our economy, and I think them not going to school is also putting a pause on our economics.
And well, yeah, how many families' parents are being affected because they can't do their jobs and go to work because their kids are not going to school and they have to make arrangements. By the way, Gabe, all right, let's do this quickly before we go to Drew's college. All right, we have to. So, if Southwest Florida could have one of the Summer Olympic sports, which one are we doing? Which one are we taking?
I really don't watch the Olympics, but I was a swimmer.
All right.
I would do swimming.
There you go. All right. Do we got a big, thanks, Gabe. Hey, do we got a big enough pool here in Southwest Florida? What pool can we use? Do we have a pool we can use for, don't they have one? They probably have one at, does FGCU have a big old, Olympic size. Who's got an Olympic size? Anybody have an Olympic size pool in their backyard? I mean, we're constantly hearing about Olympic size pools in neighborhoods. Why don't we just have that's what we can do. Look at this. I got it, Jake. Here's what we do. We bring the Olympics to Florida. Every city will have some kind of Olympic event. What we'll do is we'll have swimming here in Southwest Florida, and every community, every like golf course community or HOA that has one of those quote unquote Olympic sized pools that we always hear about, we'll have one competition in every one. So we'll have like so-and-so country club will be housing the first leg of the 100-meter swim, and it'll be Germany, Italy, Switzerland, and Greece, all in this pool at the country club. I don't know. I don't know how that would work out. Not really sure. All right, it's time right now for Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. We'll take caller number 5 right now at 239-479-5592. Caller number 5, you want to play Drew's College? We'll do that next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along with traffic. Here is Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. We're tracking a crash along I-75 southbound at mile marker 107 in Naples near the Pine Ridge Road exit. Seeing some southbound delays passing from Vanderbilt Beach Road's overpass down through the exit to Pine Ridge Road. So watch out for some slowdowns. No travel lanes blocked, no injuries, but definitely tracking fog in that area near that crash as well. Collier County seeing a lot of visibility issues with the fog out there this morning, but Lee and Charlotte County, you'll be driving in and out of some patchy fog as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
We're going to start your Wednesday with a dense fog advisory. Gradually, fog and visibility start to improve between 9 to 11 a.m. High temperature of 81 with a mixture of sunshine and clouds, and then a brief chance of spotty rain as we hit late tonight. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
When you need a new roof, it pays to deal with the best. King Roofing has built their business on a solid foundation of honest appraisals, fair pricing, and the finest workmanship. Your insurance may be paying the bills, but you'll live with your choice of roofer for years, even decades to come. Choose Roofing Royalty, and you'll never regret it. In Southwest Florida, there's only one King. Call King Roofing today.
Every castle deserves a king.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. Now that our economy has reopened and to help the community, we've decided to offer a safe $29 AC maintenance. All Pure Air employees are supplied with gloves, foot coverings, and KN95 masks for your and their protection. Find us online at getpureair.com to schedule your safe $29 AC maintenance. Join me every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
Come have an exciting offshore fishing adventure and maybe even hook up aboard the Blind Date. Blind Date Charters offers backwaters to offshore fishing and more. Whether you target tarpon, grouper, or snapper, the trip won't disappoint. Captain Tom Katz will provide a first-class experience that'll leave you with memories that last a lifetime. Call Blind Date Charters at 239-810-2473. That's 239-810-2473.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. Sex. I have your attention, don't I? Well, in studio with us to talk about just that, Dr. Michael P. Varvaris. You visit him online, michaelpvarvarismd.com. Doctor, good to have you here today. Let's talk a little bit about female sex hormones. What a topic.
Well, first off, you need to realize that hormones move around in the blood while they work in the tissue. And what really matters is your tissue level and not your blood level. So when you're taking estradiol or progesterone, whether it's a tablet, an injection, a cream, or a pellet, the blood level is pretty much worthless. Now, doctors usually don't understand this, and patients end up getting horribly overdosed. Now, oral estrogen has been associated with cancer, heart disease, liver disease. Many doctors even use birth control pills for this. And these things contain synthetic hormones, which are basically a kind of poison. Most doctors will use estradiol alone if the patient doesn't have a uterus, not realizing that every cell in a woman's body needs a balance of estradiol combined with progesterone. So if you're a woman, you're on postmenopausal sex hormones, and your doctor's measuring blood levels or putting you on oral estrogen or using birth control pills, you really do need to see me.
You can visit the doctor online. He's located right north Naples, an easy spot to get to no matter where you're at in Southwest Florida. michaelpvarvarismd.com.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College
All right, let's go to you, Adam. Adam's in Naples. Hey, Adam, how are you today?
Hello, my friend. Doing good, thank you.
All right. Well, Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're... Okay, he's had enough. He just wants to go. He doesn't have any time for this. Let's go. Let's go. Give me the questions. All right, your associate's degree question. Here you go. Who's the Speaker of the House right now? Do you know who that is?
I don't want to say her name.
Okay. We can accept that. We can accept that. We can accept we don't want to say... Okay. All right, so you got an associate's degree. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. Do you remember John McCain had Sarah Palin as his running mate? Remember that in 2008, Sarah Palin?
Yes, sir.
She's the former governor of what state?
Alaska.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. How many amendments does the Constitution have? How many amendments does the Constitution have?
Man, shoot. 27?
That is correct, sir. Good job. 27 is correct. All right, you got a master's. We'll see if you get a PhD on this very question. How many years or how often do U.S. Representatives have their elections held? U.S. representative elections are held every how many years?
We got a primary them all in 2022. 2 years.
2 years is correct, sir. That is right. Hey, look at you. So you're to the point. I don't even know if I should even talk to you anymore. You got a job to do. You got places to go. You got people to see. Am I bothering you? I'm not bothering you.
I'm going to the sauna right now. I'm going to go sit in the sauna and sweat it out.
What are you sweating out?
You know, a little bit of toxins and whatever.
You got toxins? You got innards? Your innards?
Maybe some whiskey and some, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
you don't have to get into way too much. Remember how you were like, let's go. I'm doing the same to you. Forget it. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. All right, good job, Adam. Hey, listen, thanks for calling and thanks for playing today, Drew's College. How did you do at home? 239-479-5592, baby. You want to let me know how you did on this civics lesson that each and every one of us needs. We all need it. All right, I know that, Judy, I just wanted to recognize that you were calling in Naples before we go to break because I know you're bringing up something that's important, and I don't know if I'm going to get to it today, but I will get to it tomorrow, and I'm so glad you're bringing this up.
Well, thank you very much for taking my call. I just wanted everybody to be aware that H.R. 1 is in committee. We need to learn about it, do your research. It is the worst bill for voter integrity, voter anything. It's terrible. So,
yeah, and H.R. 1, just for those people that do not know, you think the elections were bad before. Wait till H.R. 1 passes. How would you like to have the federal government? How would you like to have the supervisory power of elections in the hands of the federal government, taking it out of the hands of the states? And that's nothing could go wrong. Everything will be fine with that portion of it. And, and the idea of who might come along and be able to do things like, the Democrats federally will say, hey, listen, we'll have our folks pick up your ballots. No problem. There shouldn't be any election fraud there when our folks come along and pick them up. I mean, there's all kinds of things in H.R. 1. Is that what you were getting at, or is there even more detail?
That's the gist of it. It's a terrible piece of legislation. And we have to remember, too, they were going to hold the impeachment trial until February. Why are they doing the impeachment trial now? Because of H.R. 1. Because they're trying to get everybody's mind and face on impeachment, which is unconstitutional. Anyway, we won't even go there. But they don't want you to know about H.R. 1.
Yeah, well, we'll be...
They don't want you to know about something. You need to learn about it.
You bet. All right, Judy, we got to run. I hear the music, so thanks for the call. We'll talk about this coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra-low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. MortgageWarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154. Equal housing lender.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm Alan with Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions. My 6 years of service to my country taught me a lot about integrity, trust, and getting the job done and getting it done right. I have integrated much of my Army training into the business. And I mean integrated. I'm actually standing here recording in my fatigues. I understand that it may seem that there are more pest control companies than bugs, but our company is very different. A lot of pest control companies are what we call spray jockeys. You see bugs, and they just come and spray. You see more bugs, so they spray more. My team's approach consists of understanding what's causing the bugs to come in. Sometimes it's something as simple as caulking or patching holes. Spraying is not always the answer. If you're tired of the spray jockeys and want real pest control solutions, call us, Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions, today at 595-4867. That's 595-4867. Now serving Marco, Naples, Bonita, and Estero.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
More than 4,000 more COVID deaths. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. A big spike back up in the U.S. yesterday, even amid a recent decline in new cases and hospitalizations.
This is a wartime effort.
President Biden says more COVID vaccine is coming.
200 million more doses than the federal government had previously secured. Not in hand yet, but ordered.
Now, the president has also been pushing to reopen more schools, and there's more research backing it up. Fox's Evan Brown details it live.
Dave, the CDC on Tuesday released two different findings suggesting schools, if taking precautions, see only a minor spread of coronavirus. The first study involved a Florida high school wrestling tournament, which is blamed for a breakout of COVID-19. The CDC recommends postponing high-contact sports during high levels of spread. But a second study, this one of schools in Wisconsin, where masks are mandated, they showed not only did school-traced infections account for fewer than 4% of cases, COVID incidence was about 40% lower at schools with in-person instruction than in the community at large. Dave?
Evan, today President Biden will take more executive action with a focus on climate policy. Yesterday it was racial equity. Another Biden order pausing deportations for 100 days blocked in court.
U.S. District Judge Drew Tipton, appointed by former President Trump to the Southern District of Texas, ruled on a challenge filed by the state, which argued it's a violation of federal statutes and the Constitution to not enforce federal law.
Fox's Rick Leventhal. The Senate's been sworn in as the jury to put former President Trump on trial, impeached for inciting the deadly Capitol attack.
Calling on folks to go to the Capitol and take it back, intervening, whether with the Georgia officials or with the Justice Department, to try to overthrow an election.
Democratic Senator Mark Warner, but Republican Marco Rubio says
putting on trial through an impeachment process someone who's no longer in office. This is a clown show. It's a joke.
America's listening to Fox News.
Heard the good news. Week News Traffic.
Good Wednesday morning. We're watching fog across Southwest Florida, so give yourself extra time out on the roads, especially through Collier County right now. Seeing that fog more dense out there throughout Naples and heading toward Marco Island, even inland Collier County toward Immokalee. Looking good on 41 and 75. No major delays out there. Just again, that fog causing some slight slowdowns in spots. I-75 mile marker 107 is the slowest spot we're seeing right near the exit to Pine Ridge Road because of a crash off to the side of the road, and no injuries there. As you're up to the minute traffic, I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Jen's fog advisory in effect for this morning across Southwest Florida. Visibilities will gradually start to improve between 9 to 11 a.m. Mixture of sunshine and clouds for this afternoon, a warm one, before we do see a chance of some spotty rain by late tonight. So that's primarily going to be late this evening and overnight. Just a quick round of some spotty rain. Then we dry out behind a cold front Thursday and Friday, elevating our fire danger and also ushering in some chilly weather. Lows in the 40s Friday morning and then 70s with a mixture of sunshine and clouds for the weekend. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel. Drew Steel, weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. At New South, we are determined to build the best Florida window. Energy-efficient windows that stand up to heat and hurricanes. We call it the ultimate Florida window. Factory direct and guaranteed for life. New South has installed tens of thousands of windows across the state and has been named one of the fastest growing window companies in the nation. And that is why we're New South proud.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan has been authorized to continue offering the full original MSRP for your trade-in. The factory warned us to end the offer, but after record-breaking sales in 2020, we've been approved to continue running it. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you purchased it from, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Hundreds of new Nissan models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite and get today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Dr. Shane Walker here at Thrive Chiropractic and host of the Wellness Hour on 92.5 Fox News for nearly 20 years. And let's face it, many of us are really stressed right now, and that is creating an increase in the number of folks who are dealing with neck pain, headaches, tension across the upper mid-back, anxiety and nervousness. And if you haven't experienced the release of tension that a chiropractic adjustment can produce within your nervous system, go to thrivenaples.com. That's Thrive, Thrive, Naples.com for a special offer. That's thrivenaples.com.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
Are you ready for the very best? Hello, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples, and I invite you to experience the luxury, safety, and satisfaction of driving a new Genesis. Leading in luxury year after year, Genesis is the highest-ranked luxury brand in initial quality 4 years in a row by J.D. Power and received the industry's premier safety ratings. Right now, you can finance the new 2020 G70 with 0% APR or experience the power, intelligence, and efficiency the all-new 2021 G80 offers, a car that automatically adjusts to match your driving style. Looking for elegance? Take it to new heights in the all-new 2021 G90 for effortless performance and precise handling, and brand new to our lineup, the new 2021 Genesis GV80, the new face of young luxury, and the first ever SUV for Genesis, in stock and arriving daily. Visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or online at genesisofnaples.com.
All offers with approved credit on select models. For JD Power 2020 award info, visit jdpower.com.
Look and feel your best with Dr. Patrick Flaherty, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Want to hear the latest from an expert? Tune in Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear all the latest innovations in non-surgical, surgical, and lifestyle ideas to help you look and feel your best. Dr. Patrick Flaherty is known for his faces, the fabulous Azul Spa, and now you get your hour with this doctor every Saturday at 10 a.m. Dr. Patrick Flaherty's show is Look and Feel Your Best, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Tune in this Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear how to look and feel your best.
State Representative Spencer Roach. Did you know that every day 1,000 people move to Florida? Many come from New York, and it's easy to see why, because Florida does it better. In Florida, we have a balanced budget, term limits, and a part-time legislature. Even though Florida has 3 million more residents, New York's annual budget is twice the size of Florida's. Here in Florida, we have no state income tax and a balanced budget. New York has a state income tax, but is still $13 billion in debt. When COVID hit, New York closed their economy, and it's still closed. But here in Florida, we're open for business. And finally, New York is governed by Democratic Socialists, but Florida's been governed by Republicans for over 3 decades. So if you moved here from New York, welcome home, and remember, the redder the state, the better the state. This is State Representative Spencer Roach. I'm proud to be a Floridian. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach. P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
Saturday night, an evening of great local stories and music that will inspire and warm your heart. Presented by the Naples Children in Education Foundation, founders of the Naples Winter Wine Festival. Meet people whose lives have been changed for the better by the generosity of Southwest Floridians. I'm Lindsay Sablon from Wink News. Join me and Wink News anchor Lois Tomey for NCEF, A Community Comes Together.
Saturday night at 7 on Wink TV.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan has been authorized to continue offering the full original MSRP for your trade-in. The factory warned us to end the offer, but after record-breaking sales in 2020, we've been approved to continue running it. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you purchased it from, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it, so you drive home in a brand new Nissan. Hundreds of new Nissan models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite and get full details at naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. That is the talk and text line. DrewSteele.com. If you want to take us mobile, you can watch from the website. It is mobile friendly, so just go to DrewSteele.com. You can watch on your phone. You can watch on your mobile device, on your computer, and then, of course, Facebook.com/DrewSteele Radio if you'd like to go there as well. Matt Caldwell is joining us this morning because I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that are happening here in the state of Florida as we get ready for session, as we get ready. Committees have been going on, and there's all kinds of talk about budgets and the like, and so we're going to dig into all kinds of topics. Good morning, Matt Caldwell. How are you?
I'm excited. It's a little foggy out this morning, but I'm sure we can find our way to the truth.
Hold on. Come on now. Give him a little bit of something. Give him something. Come on. There you go. All right. It's a little foggy. Okay. Good job there. Matt Caldwell, everybody. We got to go. Okay. No. So a couple of things, the talk at the beginning of the year obviously was not around session in Tallahassee, was not about anything that was happening in the state, but yet the discussion now has to come up about many important issues. One of them, which I think I really want to dig into, is budget-wise, what in the world are we going to do in the state of Florida, in a state, just like others, and especially one here that we've been hit by the pandemic as others have been hit, but some of the tough decisions that are going to have to be made. Kind of dig into that a little bit. Talk about some of the things that are popping up right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So to remind the listeners, the way our budget works, it starts in July 1st. And so predicting what money is going to come in the future is a key part of formulating that budget. You're spending money that's going to be collected. And so you'll hear controversy between the state economists about what kind of budget shortfall we're talking about. Maybe $1 billion, maybe $2 billion. Some people think it's more than that. There's definitely going to be a shortfall, though, from the lack of economic activity in some sectors and some parts of the state. And so the legislature is looking for how to tighten the belt. We went through this during the Great Recession 10 years ago, and we showed a commitment to still pay down debt and stay within the balanced budget. They're looking at education funding, for example, considering that education and healthcare run about 70 to 80% of the state budget. It's really hard to see how you don't look to those opportunities. But there's other things as well. The last 2 years we've talked about the potential for a new toll road facility through the middle of the state. I think projects like that are not critical today are going to be on the chopping block There was hundreds of millions of dollars dedicated to that. You see a lot of people talking about that as a possible way to cut. But they're going to be looking at every single nook and cranny for the way to keep this budget balanced.
Yeah, and I think the one thing I'll cut to the chase, and it's this. How many times do we talk about cutting? Like in Tallahassee, how often has the discussion been that, listen, we're going to have to look at certain aspects of this budget and say that we can't afford to spend there anymore? That part of this really is going to have to be taking a hard, long look at how we're spending money right now in the state and saying that there are people that are going to be disappointed, but we're sorry. We might be able to revisit this in the future, but there are some obvious things that have to go away right now. Are we going to really have a discussion like that? Because I feel like our politicians, even in Tallahassee in a lot of cases, they don't want to go there.
Well, it's always uncomfortable to have those conversations. And, yeah, a lot of politicians, they like to be popular, and being popular for them is just giving away free goodies. The great thing we have in Florida, we have a constitutional requirement for a balanced budget, something that's in stark contrast to other states. And we fund our budget mostly through sales tax. And so even if you wanted to spend money, the reality is you only have so much in that pot, and you have to divvy it up to the priorities that come first. K-12 education is the very first thing. After that comes critical health care, particularly for seniors. And then you get to all the other things we talk about: transportation, environmental spending, local projects. And as you go up that hierarchy, the things that are at the end of that list are the ones that are going to get cut first.
Yeah, and so, I know that there were discussions about state pensions. Boy, people don't like to talk about that, do they?
No, not at all. But the reality is that program long-term has got to have reform. And this is a result not just of what's happened with COVID, but the big picture. We live in a world where interest rates are 1%, 2%. Well, the folks that are investing the money to pay those pension benefits 20 and 30 years from now, if they can only make 2 or 3% return, that's not enough to make up for what they need to pay down the road. And so that, at the same time we're talking about these other cuts, these discussions are becoming very important, because it's not just been 1 or 2 years. We're now entering 10 years of basically low interest rates, almost impossible to earn extra income. And so at the end of the day, it's going to be on the taxpayers. It's going to be on the budget to backfill that need and keep those commitments that have been made, and really highlights how important it is to reform those pensions and make sure that they're, following where the market is, where the economy is today.
Yeah. Matt Caldwell joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, talking about some of the issues here in the state of Florida, certainly with session coming up not too far away, and how we do need to focus locally and statewide. That's going to be a part of how we're going to be able to get back to where we want to be, is to make sure not only that we are encouraging people to run not only at a local level but at a state level, so that we can start to nurture this idea of our conservative values, to be able to bring people to Washington, D.C. to make changes, people who are willing to ideologically fight, but also how we need to be on our elected officials now more than ever to be doing the right thing. Now, one of the things, Matt, that I would bring up, and I wanted you to comment on this, is when I say that there are things that may have to go away to make up for issues with the budget, regardless of COVID or not, I think one of them is should the idea of paying tuition in Florida public universities to people that are not living here, that are illegals. That is something that is both politically expedient and cost effective. Can you talk a little bit about what Randy Fine is doing here, a state rep?
Yeah, absolutely. Several years ago, a bill passed that gave illegal immigrants who were living here permanently in-state tuition. And it's a bill I voted against I think there are better ways to address that issue. And Randy Fine, looking at this budget shortfall, says, why are we giving away these tax dollars essentially to people who aren't here legally? We need to repeal this program. I think it's going to be something that's seriously considered this session because, frankly, that's exactly the question. When you're cutting critical services in other areas, who is it that you're going to prioritize? And you got to prioritize the people who are citizens of this state first and foremost. I think it's a great area that should be looked at and considered for reform.
And that also takes us to the issues of, or we're told, are the issues of vaccine distribution. We know that there have been issues with people being able to access the vaccine. It becomes frustrating. But how it's being couched from the White House, and Jen Psaki in particular, going after the governor here in the state, let's make no bones about this, right? The number one thing we have to remember is 2022 started yesterday. So we know that they're going after the governor as far as that election is concerned, and even into 2024 if you want to go out that far, and anything they can do to make him look bad. But the other thing is what the reality is about the vaccine distribution here in the state. And you can only distribute what you have and how much you have. And the suggestion that somehow it's being bumbled by the governor, I think is disingenuous.
It's 100% disingenuous. And I think he's done the right thing to move forward beyond the recommendations of the federal government. He didn't stick to their list of only doing critical healthcare workers. He had the extra vaccines. He started to deliver them to seniors, and then ultimately recruited the private sector to get these vaccines moving more quickly than the government's capable of doing. Look, there's no doubt that COVID has been politicized from the very beginning. Just look at the fact Joe Biden gets sworn in last week, and immediately now California, that has been shut down, has said the only way they can save lives is to be shut down. And now they say, nope, they're going to lift all the shutdown here the week after his inauguration. I mean, what's a clearer sign that they were killing the economy in California specifically to try to punish President Trump? And now they're going to try to go after Ron DeSantis just the same as he queues up for his reelection in 2 years.
Yeah, and we can't allow that to happen. We just can't. We can't allow them to couch things this way, to put it out there, information from the White House, knowing full well what they're planning on doing. And speaking of information that's coming from the White House and even people running in the state of Florida, I might ask you this question because this has come up to me more than once. Does Marco Rubio get primaried?
I think there's certainly a chance. Absolutely. I think, where things are at in this nation, very unstable. People have a lot of differing opinions about how we can fix what is clearly a broken system. And I don't think anybody should take for granted that they're going to get a free ride, whether you're talking about Senator Rubio or Governor DeSantis or anybody on the cabinet. They've got to go out and make their pitch about why they deserve to be reelected, be able to demonstrate and point to the things they've accomplished during their previous term and how they're going to continue to make progress on these things we care about. Look, the country is in terrible shape. We all know this. And anybody who puts themselves forward, whether it's for the U.S. House or for the U.S. Senate, is going to have a pretty high burden on them to go out and convince the voter that they're going to be able to do something different when it comes to the swamp and it comes to just how dismal things are there in Washington, D.C.
But it's not just, and I'm going to make this case, Matt Caldwell, in primarying individuals, that there are certain people that you look at and say, well, you can't do that. Is Marco Rubio one of those people? Well, dare I say that just about everybody should be primaried in some way, shape, or form, if for nothing else, to put the pressure on and to get them on record about the things that they've done or lack of, and to show them that, look, you have clearly sides in this country that want to make the case that the Republican Party, for example, needs to go in a different direction. And the different direction is the non-Donald Trump direction, where we were pre-COVID. We don't even want to talk about that. Or maybe we'll take all the good things and say that it was the GOP that did this and not talk about the policies that were enacted And whether or not you like the messenger, the message is strong. And if you are going to do things that would suggest that you're going to dismiss all the people that voted for Donald Trump and say it's a new day, it's a new party, you do that at your own peril. And that is a huge mistake. And so the premise here that I'm making is that you can't just take anything for granted anymore. This R after your name is not acceptable. I mean, I know people don't like to hear that. I know people in the party don't like to hear that. But we have to be realistic right now because that's the separation. If there are people that are suggesting that all the people that voted for Donald Trump and the success of that administration somehow need to be dismissed because it's a new day and it's a new party and you don't like Donald Trump as an individual, and that's a whole other topic, you're making a big mistake. Can you comment on that?
No, I think you're exactly right. I was at the Republican Party annual meeting 2 weeks ago, and Senator Rubio spoke there for about 20 minutes, and he basically said exactly that you look at the lessons that should be learned from the last 4 years, and it's that the old 20th century way of doing politics is gone. The voters, particularly the voters in the Republican base, want the kind of pro-America, focused, pro-business attitude, and they're tired of mealy-mouthed politicians.
But Matt, they have to fight for that. I think, and that's a perfect example of Marco Rubio. We want to see the fight. For example, the way Rand Paul fights on the Senate floor and the things that he says and what he brings up. We want to see that kind of fight because that kind of fight is the right one for everybody, not just Republicans, but for Democrats as well, for everyone, all communities, everybody. This idea of equity. Listen, you want it to be right. The policies that lift everyone up that we witnessed pre-pandemic can't be denied, but they have to fight for it.
No, I think you're exactly right. Look, I think your listeners know that I've been a supporter of Senator Rubio's going back to when he ran against Charlie Crist. But your initial question, will he be primaried? I think he will, and I think everyone on this ticket will be primaried. The question is just how serious that primary will be and how seriously the incumbents, whether they're Rubio or DeSantis or any of them, take that challenge and go out and make their case.
Yeah, I just don't, I know, and I don't want them to dismiss it. I don't want them to be dismissive of it and to say that this is nothing to worry about, that he has a strong play, or that any politician has a strong footing and that they take it for granted. I don't want anybody taking anything for granted ever. Yeah, so, all right, I'm looking at the time and I've got to run. I didn't realize how long I'm sorry, my apologies, because I wanted to ask one other question, but we'll have you back because it has to do with the issues of Nikki Fried and her position and, the politics there and running for governor and everything else and something you may know something about that, the position that she's holding right now. And
yeah. I'm sure there'll be plenty to talk about on that next week. Still.
Yes, there will. All right, good. Matt Caldwell joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. All right, Matt, see you later.
See you.
All right, let's go to a break right now. It's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Are you ready to embark on your healthcare journey? At Millennium Physician Group, we want you, our patient, to be in good health always. That's why we created our Destination Health New Patient Program. It's all about partnering with your primary care provider to achieve the best healthcare outcome for you. Now, are you ready for the journey of your life? Connect with Millennium Physician Group and be on your way to Destination Health. Call 844-CALL-MPG. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Hey guys, if you're one of the millions that is out of shape, suffer from low energy and a lack of drive and passion where it counts, there is no way you want to be that guy anymore. From the time you're born, you have a gland that produces growth hormone, or GH. This GH increases strength, energy, and most importantly, male performance. At around 20, your body produces less GH. And by the time you are in your 40s and 50s, the levels go way down. Protenix is the potent natural vitality formula that is now finally available in the U.S. without a prescription. With Protenix, you can boost your growth hormone levels without drugs by over 150% in just 90 minutes. No injections, no prescriptions, and shipped discreetly to your door. And she'll love what it can do in the bedroom. Boost your GH levels by over 150% now. Call to find out how to claim your free bottle.
Find out how to get a free bottle of Protenix. Call 800-920-5087. That's 800-920-5087. Free bottles for a limited time. So call now. 800-920-5087. That's 800-920-5087.
Chevy showroom, this is Marty.
You know what's outside at Victory Lane, Chevy, Marty?
Yeah, what's outside?
Tons of new Chevys. They're dropping them off now as we speak. Oh, they're so beautiful.
Ask him when he's dropping off at my dealership, okay?
Oh, what'd you do, Marty? You stiff a bunch of your customers over the holidays?
No.
Your lot's empty over there?
You're nuts.
Well, I may be nuts, but you know what, Marty? I got all the Chevys to sell.
You got...
And you got Jack Zippity Squat.
No, I don't.
Bye-bye, Marty. During the perfect timing event at Victory Lane Chevrolet, get top dollar for trades. Plus, take an extra $9,000 off new 2021 Silverados or $6,000 off new Chevy Equinox. Look, if you didn't get something shiny with big wheels during the holidays, get thousands off MSRP right now at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Find new roads.
Taxes and fees extra. All rebates to dealer. Offers with approved credit and do not combine. Expires 1/31/2021.
You probably know Lusk Dray Sites in Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk Dray Sites in Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk Dray Sites in Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk Dray Sites in Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News traffic.
Good morning. A very foggy start throughout Southwest Florida, so take your time on the roads this morning. Visibility is very low right now in Collier County, and especially heading out toward the airport at RSW this morning. Looking good on 75 and 41 with no major slowdowns out there, but again, just the fog causing people to take it extra slow this morning. We're seeing delays on the bridges heading out of the Cape into Fort Myers. The midpoint much slower, but the Cape Coral Bridge also getting a little bit delayed as well early on this morning. Southbound on the bridges from North Fort Myers into downtown Fort Myers, Caloosahatchee, and Edison, seeing some slight delays as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Jen's fog advisory in effect for this morning across Southwest Florida. Visibilities will gradually start to improve between 9 to 11 a.m. Mixture of sunshine and clouds for this afternoon, a warm one, before we do see a chance of some spotty rain by late tonight. So that's primarily going to be late this evening and overnight. Just a quick round of some spotty rain. Then we dry out behind a cold front Thursday and Friday, elevating our fire danger and also ushering in some chilly weather. Lows in the 40s Friday morning and then 70s with a mixture of sunshine and clouds for the weekend. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
We need to get back to the times when you could agree to disagree and help your neighbors.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Steven Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. They say love and passion makes the world go round. Love for home, family, your country, partner, a friend, and love for food. Stevie wants to be part of your love with our food, drink, sports, and fun. Our passion for your satisfaction brings our love to all of our great customers. Whether it's our brisket short rib burgers, Chicago pizza, fajitas, wings, fish fry, or ribs, it's delivered to your table with love. So at Stevie's, we invite you to share our love of great food, drinks, sports, and fun. You'll never get bored or broke. We feel loved by the sound of our great customers. We promise to treat you like family at your home away from home. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomatoes sports page. Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Steven Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, don't forget, anytime you want to watch the program on the go, just go to drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's. drewsteele.com. And if you go to the website right there on your mobile device, it acts just like an app. So you can watch the program streaming live, whether you're on your phone or on your smart device, even your computer. And then you can go to youtube.com. /Drew Steele Radio, or go to facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio. Both locations right now, for the time being, have it so you can watch. The thing, whatever is on your mind today, whatever your thing is, whatever you would like to discuss, I will open the lines up right until the end of the program if you would like to call. But first, let's do the top 5 audio clips of the day right now. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
This state, I'm very proud of what New Yorkers have done because they have rallied. We were ambushed like no other state, Nicole. And again, it was from federal incompetence.
Federal incompetence is why the issues happened with COVID in the state of New York. That is the Governor Andrew Cuomo on what was it, MSNBC? No, CNN. You understand that, right? Again, changing reality. There's Andrew Cuomo, and he went on to talk about how it's Trump's fault and all the things that he didn't do to stop the virus from coming into the country, and on and on and on. And of course, you know the story about the nursing homes and how it was Andrew Cuomo, who still we have yet to hear an investigation as to why he would send COVID-positive patients back into nursing homes, thus those individuals passing away. And yet, nope, the media loves him. The media loves him, and we can change your reality just by having him come on these programs and continuing to talk about the lies and the lies on the lies and just piling up the lies, and reality changes. Look at how it works.
Number 4.
I think it might be a good idea for President Biden to call a climate emergency.
Why?
Because it relates to what you're saying. Then he can do many, many things under the emergency powers of the president that wouldn't have to go through, that he could do without legislation.
Is there one single solitary thing that Congress, the Senate especially, would like to do legislatively? Is there anything Democrats want to do legislatively? Or do they want to continue to have day 1, day 2, day 7, day 15 of Joe Biden's executive order? The theme of today is racial equity. The theme for tomorrow is climate change. The theme for tomorrow is ducks and bunnies on your pillowcases. What are we talking about? That is Chuck Schumer on with Rachel Maddow's program saying, listen, we just want him to do executive orders because if he does that, he can take all kinds of emergency power actions and we can get things done that we don't have to do legislatively. Almost as if they did it legislatively, there might be a problem because they can't get it done legislatively. They don't want people to see what they're trying to do legislatively. And this way they can push through agendas because they don't want to do the work or they don't want to be caught.
Number 3.
I'll circle back if there's more I can share with you. But I'll circle back with you if there's more to convey. I'll have to just circle back with you. We can circle back with you. I'm happy to circle back with you. I can circle back. I will have to circle back on that one. That's an excellent question. Oh, such an important question. We will circle back with you, and we'll circle back with you. It's an interesting question, but we'll circle back. I'm happy to circle back, but I'll have to circle back with you on it. It's a good question, but we'll circle back with you on this today. We will certainly circle back with you more directly. I hate to disappoint you, but I will have to circle back with you on that as well.
That's White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, who wanted to let everybody know there in the media, the reporters there that are there in the White House press corps that if you have any questions about anything at all, she's going to circle back. And she's going to do that a lot over time. And I guess if it just circled back, then eventually will we ever find out the answers to the questions? I don't know. I'll have to circle back to that.
Number 2.
No Democrat will ask whether Cory Booker incited violence when he called for his supporters to get up in their face of Congress people. A very visual and specific incitement. No Democrat will ask whether Maxine Waters incited violence when she literally told her supporters, and I quote, that if you see a member of the Trump administration at a restaurant, at a department store, at a gas station, or any place, you create a crowd and you push back on them. Is that not incitement?
Is that not incitement? Good for Rand Paul on the floor of the Senate. So it's on the record. All of these things that Democrats have done, the hypocrisy of Democrats, and this sham of an impeachment once again going after a non-sitting president of the United States. Figure that one out. And Rand Paul yesterday calling out Democrats and saying, how about the incitement that you have had in the past? We're going to get into that more coming up.
Number 1.
We expect these additional 200 million doses to be delivered this summer. And some of it will begin to come in early summer, but by the midsummer that this vaccine will be there. And the order, and that increases the total vaccine order in the United States by 50%, from 400 million order to 600 million. This is enough vaccine to fully vaccinate 300 Americans.
Did Joe Biden, as president of the United States, and this big vaccine push, let everybody know that we're going to have billions upon billions upon billions of vaccines coming in, 200 million to 400 million, 600 million, and we're going to figure out what we're going to do over the summer. We're going to have all these millions of vaccines coming in, and we're going to vaccinate 300 people. Man, that's going to really hurt, I think.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Yeah, I know. It's just a slip of the tongue. Come on, give Joe Biden a break. I mean, you're making it sound like it's so awful that people make it sound like Joe Biden has said things in the past that that may question his coherence in certain situations. Well, there have been many times, but that's just one. By the way, before I get to some of the Rand Paul audio, I wanted to play a little more of Joe Biden from yesterday, and his call for racial equity. By the way, anybody want to comment on that? Do you understand and know what we talk about when we say racial equity? What does that look like? 239-479-5592. Joe Biden's got a pretty good idea what the teleprompter's telling. I mean, what is in his heart and soul when it comes to racial equity or climate crisis or killing jobs of tens of thousands of Americans and not even worrying about it. I guess Joe Biden, one of the people at the press conference yesterday, I guess, it wasn't really a press conference. It was one of his themed announcements of executive orders. And what is it? Somebody fell over or?
Community and the medical sphere. Forgetting the program. I didn't do it, I promise.
Yeah, he didn't do that. He has no idea. Somebody fell over or something to that effect. And, of course, the vaccinating of 300 Americans, that'll be super, right? It's
this is enough vaccine to fully vaccinate 300 Americans.
He made a mistake. What's the big deal? Calm down. What you need is a good joke or something from him, right?
I've issued executive orders requiring masks on federal property and interstate travel, trains and planes and buses. One congressman pointed out he used a very, colorful term to say, wearing a mask, I told him to kiss my ear. I'm not going to wear a mask. Well, guess what? Not very American. The fact is, you want to be patriotic, you're going to protect people.
Yeah, come on. You got to be patriotic. We care about patriotism. Kiss my ear. We need to mask up. As a matter of fact, if you double or triple or quadruple, if you put 50, how patriotic are you if you wear 50 masks over your face? I mean, the more masks you wear, the more patriotic you are. And again, I'm not sure I understand yet from the liberals in this country, the left in this country, the Democrats, the media in this country, all the same. Is patriotism good or bad? Have we decided this yet? I thought it was a bad thing to be patriotic, because if you're patriotic, then you're part of the patriarchy, of white supremacy and all the things that we're trying to stop. We're trying to fix the racial equity that we need. What does racial equity look like? I don't know. Did Joe Biden? Does this sound pro-America? Hooray for the USA? Well, maybe it means tons of masks, because that's how patriotic you can be. The more masks, the better. But then when he's talking about racial equity in this country, and then he says,
we've never fully lived up to the founding principles of this nation, to state the obvious, that all people are created equal and have a right to be treated equally throughout their lives.
Never lived up to it. Have not. Even just have not. Yay, America.
And it's time to act now, not only because it's the right thing to do, but because if we do, we'll all be better off for it. For too long, we've allowed a narrow, cramped view of the promise of this nation to fester. We've bought the view that America is a zero-sum game in many cases. If you succeed, I fail. If you get ahead, I fall behind. If you get the job, I lose mine. Maybe worst of all, if I hold you down, I lift myself up.
Is that what you think America's all about? I'm going to ask this honest question, 239-479-5592. Do you think Joe Biden knows what he's saying? Or do you think somebody's telling him to say this, and Joe Biden so desperately wants to be loved and be the president of the United States that he's willing to say whatever you'll put in front of him and do whatever it takes to be in that position for, I guess, his legacy, that he's willing to say those things? I mean, is that what you think America is? Do you think Joe Biden honestly thinks that that's what America's all about? That in order for you to get ahead, that means somebody else does not? You really think America's a zero-sum game? 239-479-5592. I'm just curious. Is that what you think that this country's all about? All right. Oh, wait. Hold on a second. I forgot about this. We're getting a lot of calls right now. 239-479-50. I can't go to the calls without the music. All right, let's do the thing.
You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing.
All right, now we can go to Fred. Fred's in L.A. Fred, what's your thing, Fred? Fred, do me a favor. Turn down your radio because there's a delay and you're hearing me talking to you right now, but I'm actually not talking to you now. I'm talking to you 5 seconds ago, which actually I am talking to you now and 5 seconds ago, which is really creepy.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. I know that I'm also going to go and get I made an appointment to get the COVID vaccination. But I wanted to get it in my name. I don't want to give it. I know I don't want President Biden to get the credit for my during his 100 days. I want to do it in my name instead of President Trump. President
Biden.
I know he wants to do it.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
150 million people.
Right.
I don't want to give it. I wanted to get my vaccination.
Yeah, I think, and Fred, I think I understand what you're trying to say. Is that you want to get this vaccine, but you certainly want to make sure that we all understand the work and the effort that the Trump administration and the former president did in Operation Warp Speed to be able to have the ability to have this vaccine available for us, and the work that was put in, and how sad it is that we can't recognize that as a country. And now all of a sudden that we have a new president, Joe Biden, who happens to be a Democrat, and the media is so happy about that he is the one that would get the credit and the success for a program that you, as someone who's going to get the vaccine, would like to give credit where you believe credit is due, and that was the hard work of the former administration. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I you know what? And Fred, thank you so much for the call. You call anytime, and I can appreciate that. I think for a lot of people that with the vaccination, that's a frustrating part of it. You know, there's no doubt about it. Let's see. Patrick's in Cape Coral. He wanted to weigh in a little bit on what's going on with Joe Biden. Hello.
Hi, Drew.
Patrick, what's your thing, Patrick?
Well, you were just talking about the president, how they want to impeach him for the speech he gave about peacefully and patriotically go and speak your mind.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say peacefully and patriotically. I mean, patriotically, some were saying, remember Patrick, how they were saying it was a code word, patriotically?
Right. That's what I'm saying. But you just played a bunch of Biden's little snippets, and he used all three code words. So shouldn't we just go ahead and impeach him? Because he said, come on, man, to wear a mask, be patriotic. So he's just telling everybody to don't wear a mask and go ahead and die. To me, that's patriotic. That's a code word for everybody needs to die.
Yeah, I think
we can impeach him for inciting an insurrection.
All right, Patrick, we'll get that underway. There you go. All right. Michelle's in Naples. Michelle, what's your thing this morning, Michelle?
Hi, Drew. I just wanted to comment on does Biden really believe what he's saying?
Yeah.
I don't think he knows what he's saying. He's just reading things off the teleprompter, and what he was reading is exactly what the Democrats tend to do to get elected. They tell us that because you're rich, I'm poor, because you have a job, I don't have a job, and they need to equalize the playing field. So
isn't that horrible, Michelle? Isn't it horrible to think that way about this country? Like, that's what you...
Yeah.
And you honestly, and I think the sad part is this, and it's just the two of us talking, okay? It's just me and you, all right? Just us. Let's be honest for just a second, okay? Take the politics out. Just take the human being. Just take the person, Joe Biden. Do you honestly believe that Joe Biden feels that way about the country? I don't know that he necessarily does in that way, but he says it because, to your point, People worry about how coherent he is at the moment. People are worried about how he's being told what to do, and he's just desperate to have this position for whatever reason, whether it's power, legacy, money, whatever you want to say. But goodness, I just can't believe that he thinks that way. But maybe he does, and maybe that's the way he's thought about the country all along.
I don't think that he's necessarily thought that all along, but I think that if you hear something often enough, it's why people still think we're an awful country and, the sins of the past are still present today, everything like that. Because if you've told something daily, it's like kids who are, emotionally abused who are told, oh, you're a bad person every day. You start to believe it.
Yeah. Well, so the gaslighting of the country. That's what we get.
Did he believe it in the beginning? I don't think so. But now I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. Well, listen, Michelle, I appreciate the call. Call anytime there in Naples. All right, last call before we finish out this very program. Wendy's in Naples is going to wrap it all up. Wendy, what's your thing?
Oh, hey, good morning, Drew. Thanks for your show. I just wanted to say I think sometimes they make it conveniently confusing to try to twist the concepts or ideas presented by conservatives or free enterprise thinking when they, for example, suggest that we are a zero-sum society here, and it's not. That's not what we're suggesting, but sometimes I think they try to twist it around and make it look like the previous have been saying that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I agree. It's awful. Wendy, thanks for the call. And, there are certain things that are facts that are consuming, that are issues that, man, I just wanted to bring this up because Rand Paul was talking about, the hypocrisy. What about Maxine Waters and Cory Booker and others, Bernie Sanders, and the responsibility of the rhetoric that has come from them about how you should hate the GOP and go after them and get in their face and show up at their door and all of these things. And yet you can't even identify what the former president did exactly to, quote unquote, incite these riots. The whole impeachment idea is a sham. All right, well, we can talk about that more. Glenn Beck is next. We need to find out how the remainder of the forecast is shaping up right now with Wink News meteorologist Matt Devitt.
We're going to start your Wednesday with a dense fog advisory. Gradually, fog and visibility start to improve between 9 to 11 a.m. High temperature of 81 with a mixture of sunshine and clouds, and then